Susan Berkley is here. And I don't know about you, Robin, but I'm turning over a new leaf with Susan Berkley. She's my friend now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what happened over the weekend?
Please don't ask.
Uh-oh.
My mother laid a trip on me about you, Susan. You wouldn't believe it.
Finally.
Oh, did she make me feel guilty, Robin?
What did she say?
Well, we were in the kitchen. My mother says, should always be. We were just talking about something. She says, well, I'm a nice person. That's what she was talking about herself, my mother. Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah, I'm a real nice person too. And she goes, no, you're not. And I said, hey, I'm a pretty decent person. She goes, not the way you treat that traffic girl. The way you treat her is disgusting, and that you're not a nice person.
Oh, didn't you tell her it was an act?
No, because it's not. That's how I feel about her.
Howard.
But I'm turning over a new leaf, man. My mother laid such a trip. I'm like feeling like my karma is going to be permanently destroyed if I keep treating you badly.
Well, what have we done to her? We haven't done anything to her.
Oh, Robin, stop
wait
it.
a minute. I'm
You've
really
been so mean
I think
to
the
me.
saggy breasts.
Calm down. Oh, I didn't say any of that stuff.
Well, maybe you didn't,
said
but I
that
did.
stuff.
I wouldn't dare say that.
Yeah, but you're pretty mean to her, too.
No.
Yes, Robin.
What did I do, Susan?
Oh, I can't remember the exact.
See there?
You've said terrible things to me.
Oh,
Susan, intimated stuff.
Oh.
Like?
I'm only
It's
joking.
over the.
You're not joking, Robin. That's pretty obvious you're not joking.
Oh, here you go again.
I'm joking, but you're not.
Oh, like the other day, the guy told me I hated men and women. I guess I don't like anybody.
But Robin is really serious when she does it to you. I was just kidding. If God is listening.
I think Robin is jealous of me.
Jealous? Oh,
That there's another woman on the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think you're right. I decided to turn over a new leaf, Susan.
Oh,
just like your boyfriend turns you over.
Oh.
There we go.
Hey, how was your weekend? Did you make love to your boyfriend with your face?
As a matter of fact,
You did?
we didn't see each other this week.
Oh, you're kidding.
He
No.
must have heard.
So I said to my mother-
he had a cold, and
Right.
he had a lot of work to do.
I said to my mother, I said,
Yes.
we treat Susan okay. I said, it makes her famous and stuff. My mother goes, I don't care what you say. You treat her so bad. This and I said, hey, wait a second.
I'm going to repent if
I
I've
said-
been doing something bad.
I said, Ma, Susan has sex with her boyfriend, illicit sex
Oh, come on,
with her boyfriend in
Howard.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, please.
I said, you think that's right?
illicit sex.
You
Well,
think
she
we
is
should-
a fornicator.
Yeah, you are a fornicator.
Robin,
And my mother goes, well, you have sex.
please.
My mother goes, you have sex. And I said, yeah, I have sex with my wife.
Oh, come on.
She has sex with like Brazilian guys, and she has sex with like this boyfriend in Pennsylvania. She's driving up there for 4 hours just so she can get some.
And that boyfriend is hardly human. I don't know
Yeah.
what that.
Stop.
So it's not even like making love to a human being.
Howard.
So obviously not. He's like half a person,
Susan, if we have been bad to you,
which we
we
have.
sincerely apologize.
Yeah, man.
Don't believe this.
And I even tried to tell my mother. I said, "Oh man, she's disgusting. She has sex."
Oh, come on.
Where's that sodomy song? I even tried to.
No. No.
Where
don't
is that?
Dare play that. I swear to God, I'm going to call your mother right away. That was a terrible mistake for me.
Oh,
to
but
ever
then
sing
she'd
it on
lay
the
a
air.
trip on me about you. Oh
I
man.
love your mother. She's a saint.
Yeah, she's some saint. Even my father agreed with me. It was no big deal.
Really? Then I don't
Yeah.
feel so bad.
No. My mother said, man, our karma is permanently destroyed.
No.
It is.
Susan, you have to forgive us.
You owe me a debt. No! Don't you dare play this.
I don't have anything to do with this.
Right. Or whether it's wrong. I promised Howard and Robin and Fred and Jack and Gary this song. I love sodomy. I love sodomy. To get on my knees and do what you please. I love sodomy. It's the embarrassment of my life.
Drive it home, buddy.
Thanks.
Oh, man. I said she even sings a sodomy song.
Yeah.
Well, I was forced into doing
Yeah,
that.
Never.
right.
You were so mean to me.
Never.
Oh, please, Robin.
Oh, what do you say? You're sitting there saying I'm jealous of you? I think you're perfectly
Well,
wonderful,
sometimes.
Susan.
Well, I got to admit, we've been pretty difficult with you, but I think it's funny, but my mother, man, what she said to me. Because you know how paranoid I am about my karma.
Yes.
I'm like karma paranoid.
Well, this happens all the time. I mean, every time we go, we start getting on Susan's case a little too often.
My mother goes, you remember, and as she's leaving the house, you remember what I said about that traffic girl? She doesn't call her Susan, that traffic girl. You remember what I said about her? And you be a nice boy. 33 years old, I'll decide to be what I want to be. And then she said, oh man, maybe she's right. Maybe God, is really evaluating on just how I treat Susan.
Yeah. Maybe that's going to be his test case.
That's right. You're going to go to those pearly gates. He's going to play back all the tapes.
God, I hate you.
But nobody ever says anything about the things Susan says.
Please, the things that I say.
Exactly.
What have I said?
I wish you had been there with my mother, Robin.
What have I said?
Let me see my mother's. Let me just call my mother for a minute. Because it's good. You're bringing up a lot of good points. And,
nobody ever. We're supposed to just accept everything.
Me, I buckled right under. I'm wondering if you couldn't make a better argument.
Well, in the meantime, while you dial, a little trap.
Oh, it's ringing. Oh, they're probably sleeping. I better turn it. I better turn it off.
Yeah, you don't want to wake them up.
Yeah, they're going to be mad. Yeah. I better not wake them up. My father will freak out. When are you calling? I'm trying to sleep. Man, I shouldn't have dialed.
See there, Susan, look at that's another thing.
That's another thing you just made me do. You made me wake up my parents. You made me wake up my mother.
You brought this up.
It's all your fault. If you could just take this stuff with a smile.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You call my mother and you apologize later.
The first thing that people say to me when they meet me is, how do you take the stuff that Howard says to you? It's just terrible.
You take it well because I'll tell you something. You're a little more famous than you ever were in your entire career. That's why.
Oh, it's been all right.
Yeah, all right.
Before they used to say, oh, and what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Oh, I'm on the radio. What station? Oh, really? What station is that? Well, I never heard of that, and I never heard of you.
Oh, you mean you're on the air?
Yeah. At least now you have some kind of identity. Albeit a bad one, but at least you have an identity.
Come on.
I'd rather have an identity than no identity.
It's not too bad to be a villain.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
If anything, I think she plays more of the buffoon, and we play the villains.
She plays the victim, the heroine.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, tell me, what...
Okay, trains are back. Alternate side suspended.
You know who probably is going to get AIDS is Susan.
Why?
I don't doubt
Don't
it.
say that.
Because... What is
that boyfriend doing? Do you realize you're making love to everybody he's made love to?
No, he is absolutely faithful to me.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I have complete trust and faith in him.
All right.
Yeah. Ask him if Around the World is still $20.
Oh, come on.
And,
That's terrible.
Oh, wait a second.
He looks like the type,
Hello? Oh, my mother. I didn't wake her up.
Stern.
Wait a second. Ma?
Can she hear me?
No, my mother can't hear you, Susan.
Okay.
Ma, I didn't wake you up, did I?
No, you didn't wake me up.
Oh, good. Hey, Ma.
Yeah?
You ruined the show. And Robin's making some good points. Robin's saying, what about all the bad things Susan says about us?
What do I say
To me,
about
Howard.
you?
Mom?
What?
Listen to me, Howard. If anybody treated you the way you treat Susan, you would be crying all day long. Now, don't tell me that, Howard. You are so sensitive.
What's the big deal? A few simple jokes about sitting on a piano stool and making it disappear.
Now, wait a minute.
At him, don't encourage him with this is wrong, what he does to Susan. And a lot of people have spoken to me, and they are upset about the way you treat women.
Who spoke about it?
Never mind.
Oh, your friend, Estelle?
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I bet you my mother's friends all listen to the show.
Oh.
It's not my friend.
Who said they were upset about the way we treat Susan?
Dare you?
Who said it to you?
I'm not telling you who.
Now, did they say Susan specifically?
Yes.
They did.
And don't you think Robin treats her worse than I do?
No.
And I think that you should be nice to her. I really and truly do.
Well,
Hey,
wait,
Robin, come on, handle my mother, Robin.
One thing.
Lovely girl with lovely, lovely manners.
But wait a minute.
Yes.
Lovely
What?
saggy breasts.
Oh, stop it now, Howard. What about all those things Susan says in the paper about us? She really is not very supportive of us, and if we take some pot shots at her, it's because of that.
Yeah, what about that?
Susan, it was not nice in the paper?
No.
That's right.
I didn't know that, Robin.
Yes, see, she has done some things that you really aren't aware of. She goes into the paper, makes disparaging comments about the show.
That's right.
She has, been less than, she never defends anything that's going on here.
Her feelings are injured. Her feelings.
No, well, I think that we got a little worse after those comments appeared.
Well, now Susan's ringing on the other line. She can't. Because of the station's antiquated phone system, Susan cannot communicate with my mother.
So she's calling.
So she's calling now. Susan.
Maybe that's right.
Susan, hang up the phone.
My objection to anything is the way you treat Susan. And Howard, I know that you are the most sensitive person
Yeah.
in the whole world. Oh,
Hey, wait a second, Ma. What about her illicit weekend pork fests? What about the illicit weekend pork fest? You tell me what that's about.
What's that got to do with you?
It's wrong to be having sex like that.
You don't take care of anybody else's problems.
That's true.
But wait a second, Ma.
Right.
What do you say about that? Tell Susan about that.
When you become the perfect person,
Which I am.
and you will criticize Susan.
Susan is having
wait a minute.
sex in Pennsylvania with her boyfriend. That's all I'm going to say, Ma.
Howard,
You tell Susan.
discussing Susan's sex
No.
life, we are discussing the way you treat Susan.
And I should treat someone who prostitutes herself on the weekends?
Susan nicely. This is all I'm telling you. Behave yourself.
Well, all I have to say in our defense, maybe we have gone a little bit overboard.
Well, maybe you have, Robin.
Oh, stop it, Howard. You're trying to make me look like the real bad
Susan
person
would
here.
never do the things. If you put her up to these things, Howard,
Yeah.
group leader, and you set the tone. And I don't like what you're doing to women, and I don't like what you do to.
That's right. It's all your fault, Howard.
Yeah,
You
my
didn't do anything
problem.
wrong.
I'm responsible for all women's problems.
I know that you are the most sensitive person in the whole world. If somebody looks at you cross-eyed and mistreats you, you're the biggest baby in the whole world.
Yeah, but I'm married and I can't get boffed, and she's not married and she rides her boyfriend like a 62 Chevy. And you think that's right? Huh? What do you think? What do you say to that, Ma?
It's none of your business what Susan
Yeah.
does.
Well, I still say it's not right.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can't we joke with Susan at all?
Sure, I like jokes. Are you kidding? I love to laugh.
All right.
I love to laugh, but
Ma, do you think my
things that have been done to Susan are mean.
Ma, do you think my karma is like really screwed up from this?
Well, you can repent. You can repent. You can change your ways.
I'd rather just fire Susan and get somebody else.
And now I think it's the time to be very nice to Susan.
I don't like Susan, Mommy. I don't like her.
Better like her.
She ruins the show.
Better like her because she's lovely.
Ugh. You never met
Do
her.
you really mean that? No.
Oh,
Ma, not everyone is lovely. My mother thinks everyone is lovely.
Everyone except Omer.
Yeah. Even my mother hates Omer.
I like Homer.
You don't like him, Ma. You like Omer?
I do.
You even...
Why would I dislike Homer?
Well, you said he was a very sick boy.
No, I said, that he just didn't seem to know what was up or down, but I like him. I don't.
See, my mother likes everyone. My mother would have liked Hitler if she met him.
I don't know about that.
Homer is a very harmless person, he wouldn't hurt anybody.
It's debatable, but okay, I'll accept that.
But Howard, now you just take in mind what I said, and you be nice to Susan.
How nice do we have to be?
Just nice.
What do you mean, like kiss her ass?
Everybody else, like you are to everybody else.
No, Mommy, See, even Robin, you buckle under my mother. You don't even have one good argument.
Yeah, I do.
Because you're afraid that maybe she has a pipeline to Ramthar
She
or
always
something.
seems to know.
Yes.
She is not.
Do me a favor, Mom, when you come over to my house, because I'm going to stop inviting you. Don't mention anything about the show. I like making fun of Susan. It makes me feel good. And when you come over and start laying trips on me, I go crazy. Ruin my whole night. And what about that sodomy song she sang? That's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't make her do that.
I didn't force her to do that.
And she did that over, and you heard how she sang it with feeling.
Ma, you even told me you hate sodomy.
I remember what you did to make her sing that song. That was horrible.
Yeah, well, she goes hundreds of miles every weekend chasing trouser salami, Ma. That's all I can
Wait a minute,
say.
she was the one who decided to quit because we were so disgusting.
Yeah, how come she doesn't quit?
I mean, she was put to that to that point, and that was terrible. That was terrible that she should be put in that position.
But then she didn't quit.
She's been put in every other position.
Stop it.
You're lucky she didn't quit, because now you can have the opportunity to be nice to her, Howard. And I really, and I didn't think that you would discuss this on the air.
Yeah, well, I wish you wouldn't discuss it. From now on, I'm not allowing you to discuss any aspect of my show.
My boy, and I can discuss whatever I want with you.
I'm your what boy?
Your baby, my baby boy.
See what I mean? They treat me like I'm a child.
Well.
You're my baby, you'll always be that. You can't change that. That's it, Howard, whether you like it or you don't like it. And now, I want you to tell me that you're going to be nice to Susan.
No.
Because you said last night that you were going to.
Yeah, because I couldn't get you off my back.
Oh.
You were riding me all over the place. Finally, I had to just say I'm going to be nice to Susan.
What do we have to do? We have to, like, take her to lunch or something?
No, you don't have to take her to
good.
buy her own lunch, I'm sure.
She can buy her own lunch.
And you don't want to give her indigestion while she eats.
No.
So, no, just be nice. You know how to be nice, Howard. I know that. You were always the greatest.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Oh, well.
Loves you, Howard.
Bye.
Oh, yes.
You ruined it. Hey, Ma, really,
Now
don't judge this. In fact, don't even listen to the show anymore. Why don't you be like other parents and listen to John gambling?
Are you kidding? Before you got into being a big guy, you would beg me to listen to the show and critique it and tell you what I thought of it. Now all of a
Yeah, but you're thinking the wrong thing now. All of a sudden, you don't have good opinions.
my opinions are always...
Let me tell you something. Where were you when I was, you get out of here with this. I'll treat Susan any way I want to treat her.
All right.
I don't believe it. I don't want to hear any more about it. I don't want to hear any more about it.
I know, Howard, that you're my baby boy and the right thing.
33 years old. I'll treat women the way they're supposed to be treated. Like dirt.
Oh, stop it.
I'm a man.
That's silliness.
No, I
Susan,
treat women real well. It's just Susan I don't treat well. Don't make it a female issue.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I say. And it's so bad for your public image for people to think that you're not nice to women and you don't think kindly of women. And I think that
I do think kindly of women. It's Susan I don't like.
women that I meet...
What woman says that to you?
Well, women.
What woman?
Women.
Name one.
I'm not...
And it's all related to Susan. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Oh, it's not only to Susan.
All right.
Yeah, that's another story. But right now we're talking about Susan. And I think you should send her a bouquet of flowers.
Oh, come on. Now, you wouldn't want him to be insincere.
Yeah, please. Ma, I don't send you flowers. I'm going to send her flowers.
You do so send me flowers.
Shh.
All right.
All right, I love you.
I love you.
I love you. I love you. My karma will be all right?
It's a great show. I laugh and I enjoy it, and
All right, you don't have to say that.
very pleased with it. Okay?
All right.
All right.
All right, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, that woman. I swear. And then, it's not that I care what she says. It's just I'm afraid I don't want to, like, die and be reincarnated into, like...
He cares what she says.
I don't want to be reincarnated into, like, some, like, Indian or something. You know what I mean?
Well, you're coming back anyway. You don't think you've done it so well this time, have you?
Because my mother says reincarnation exists. My mother's like Shirley MacLaine. And reincarnation exists, and then I'm going to come back as, like, a dog or something.
No, you don't come back as a dog.
I'm not a dog, but I'll come back as, like, a real lowlife.
Yeah, you'll probably come back as a woman.
Yeah. I'll probably, like, come back as a woman.
You'll be Susan Berkley.
No, I'll probably be like Darryl Strawberry's wife.
Oh.
And get punched in the face.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Susan?
Oh, she's gone. Off tending to some of her other stations.
Susan? Ramthar? Ramthar, I need your advice. What should I do?
Listen, I've been around 35,000 years. And I love it when you bury that pig traffic girl. Go for it. Ramthar has spoken.
I see.
Well.
Ramthar likes it.
Yeah.
Ew.
Take Pennsylvania exit 52 off Interstate Route 80. The best in Pocono skiing just got better. Shawnee Mountain. Go for it.
The official coffee of the 94 WYSP Morning Show with Howard Stern is supplied by 7-Eleven. Stop by the one nearest you for a cup of delicious 7-Eleven coffee.
Live from New York, it's the WYSP Morning Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Stern.
GC?
The week after.
Oh, the week after. Maybe that's premature then.
I was going to say, yeah, surprise, Gary. Tell him we have guests.
Yeah, he's trying to squeeze us in between the morning show and Regis.
Who is, GC?
Yeah.
I thought it was real important to him to do this show.
It is, but he's got prior commitments as well.
I see. Regis. When are people going to get hip to the fact that Regis practically has a tenth of the audience that we do? You know, just because it's TV. Anyway. You know, I just want to talk about my friends at My Bar. M-I-B-A-R. Well, this computer is opening up a whole new world to me, Robin.
What new world has it opened?
I'm almost getting inspired to sit down and write my book because I love sitting at the computer.
You've been working at it every day?
It makes everything... Have you noticed how much better the show has been since we become automated? Quite frankly, I mean, I'm much more organized in my thoughts. You notice I'm not shuffling around for my notes?
Yes, that's true. You haven't gone for your briefcase in a week.
That's right. Because I have everything organized on the little pads and on my little notepads. Because I'm organized now in my life. That's right.
Are you buying this?
Matter of fact, because of My Bar, Simon & Schuster sent over one of those new Star Trek games for me.
Oh, they sent a new one?
New software. Star Trek.
Is this like a different one? Because the one you have is, you can only play the one game where you're finding Sulu, right?
Yeah, this is different.
Uh-huh.
This is like you just go to one planet and stuff happens to you on this one planet.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah. Anyway, this computer thing, I mean, is just incredible for your business. I know everyone always says, oh, I should automate. That way I can do all my inventory, I can do all my billing, I can do everything through the computer. And they never do it because they think they can't learn how to work it. I'm telling you, it's not that difficult. Even a moron like myself. I mean, seriously, I have the math skills and the comprehension skills of a 9-year-old. In fact, if I didn't have radio, I'm pretty sure I'd be nothing. I don't know what I'd be doing. You know, I'd probably be like a chef or something.
Yeah, you were into that cooking.
Yeah. Or I'd be a social worker.
Howie.
Or I'd be a social worker.
No, you'd never help people.
Or I'd be working in I wouldn't do it to help people. I'd do it so I could make some money.
But yeah, you got to help people in the process.
I'm the only guy who knows would go into social work to make money. That's pretty pathetic. Like, that would be big money to me, making 10 grand a year.
You know what I could see you doing?
Yeah.
You could be a like one of those shrinks, yeah.
But then you got to go to medical school.
No, I'm talking about, one of the guys with the PhDs.
Yeah. Oh, that I could do. Like you send away and...
Right.
I know a girl didn't have any degree and she was a therapist.
Just open up an office,
yeah.
Sure.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be good at that. And I'd move in with people and help them with their problems. Like that black janitor guy.
Yeah, look at his credentials.
Yeah. Some black janitor actually networked himself into being a therapist, and he moved in with some white woman and kicked her husband out of the house.
Her husband had to leave the house.
Yeah, I heard they reconciled.
Yes, they moved him out, and the dentist moved back in.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this My Bar is fabulous if you're thinking of computerizing your business, automating. And I got to tell you, it is just a fabulous company. And they will help you. They in an hour, they will explain to you how they could help your business, create special software.
All the extra time you'll have to think about expanding the business when you don't have those other worries about payroll, inventory,
That's right.
cash flow.
In fact, my computer is hooked into a computer here in the office.
Yeah.
So, in fact, yesterday I got a printout of exactly what my wife was doing with the newspaper boy at that given moment. Right here, so I know. Anyway, here's the number you call for My Bar. 212-725-4600. 212-725-4600. And get in touch with Mike Horn from My Bar. Anyway, it's 7:46 at 92.3 K-Rock at WYSP. Excuse me, Robin, I have to listen to something.
Why did you start this in the first place? Why?
No, I can't give up.
You heard us.
Spend the rest of my life in jail because I can't give up my flesh and blood.
I cared, damn it. I cared all along. What are you doing to me? I want my daughter back.
Forget it, Bill. I'll tell you right now, I've got to see me and her dead before you get her.
Don't, Mary Beth, please don't.
I'm going to do it, Bill. I'm going to do it. I gave her life. I can take her life away. If that's what you want,
No, Mary Beth, wait.
that's what I'm going to do, Bill. Trust me.
Don't do it. No.
Well, I guess they have to be that familiar with each other. I'm thinking of how she's saying Bill so familiarly, like that's her husband.
Yeah. Well, she knows how to yank his chain.
I'm telling you.
She knows how to yank his chain, man.
No, don't do it.
Because obviously he's the kind of guy who takes things literally.
But listen to them.
Yeah.
I cared all along.
I cared, damn it.
But he doesn't raise his voice.
No,
He's
like a Jack Nicholson kind of thing.
I cared, damn it.
You know, I didn't think anybody sounded like Charles Bronson until I heard this guy do his thing.
Really? I thought he was acting.
Yeah.
Why did you start this in the first place?
Why did you start this in the first place?
No, I can't give up.
Bill!
You
heard us.
Spend the rest of my life in jail because I can't give up my plan.
She's going to spend the rest of her life in jail.
Ah, but she can't take the baby to jail.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's put her in jail.
Well, this is for the kidnapping charge.
Oh, I see.
But,
No.
I don't understand.
No, don't do
Now I know how to argue with people.
I care, damn it.
Some blood?
I cared, damn it.
I love
I
it.
cared all along.
He sounds like somebody we know. I can't place my finger on it.
It's like a cross between Clint Eastwood and somebody.
I can't, damn it.
Make my day. I care, damn it.
Well, maybe it's Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah.
What are you doing to me? I want my daughter back.
Forget it, Bill. I'll tell you right now, I'd rather see me and her dead before you get her.
Don't, Mary Beth, please don't.
Don't do it.
As someone said to me, I'd rather be dead. Rationally, I would ignore it.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah,
and
I
I
would-
go on to the next thing.
Yeah, next topic. I wouldn't like sit there and go, no. When someone says I'd rather be dead, it's an expression.
Yeah.
No, don't do it. And then she goes, whoa, this guy's really reacting.
buying it.
Yes, aren't they? No, I'm going to do it.
Gonna do it, Bill.
Mary-
Gonna do it.
Well, she's teasing him. Boy, that's torture. She's
I'll brought you
torturing him.
into this world and I'll take you out. She's even using a Bill Cosby line.
I'm taking you out. Gave her life, I can take her life away. If that's what you want,
No,
that's
Mary
what I'll
Beth.
do.
No, Mary Beth, wait.
That's what I'm gonna do, Bill.
Please.
Trust me.
It's only something more disgusting than listening to this tape.
And that's watching Jackie eat his shirt.
Jackie blow his nose into his shirt.
Is that what he's
Yeah.
doing? I was like, all of a sudden, I'm like looking at Jackie eating off of his shirt.
You gotta empty. Jackie, can you go work in another studio? What are you doing over there?
A button fell off my shirt, and I just
All
happened
right.
to bite the little piece of string off it, blowing my nose into my
I'm
shirt.
sure it looked that way.
Well, I just saw him eating it, and he was rolling it around in his mouth.
Will you stop it?
Well, I looked over and he was. Boy, this diet thing is really getting to you, man.
I am a little hungry, but that has nothing to do with it.
Boy, oh boy.
Morning after morning, you clam into cups all day. I bite a string
Yeah,
off my
Robin.
What? Do not get out of here. You guys are so disgusting.
I got to admit, when you clam into that cup.
You don't know what I have to work with in here.
You're not kidding.
Thank God for Fred.
Yeah.
All of his abnormalities are on the inside.
You can't see Fred's abnormality. They're all going on inside his head. Well, anyway, let's take a phone call because that's what this show does best. Communicates with the people.
Let's go open phones to St. Louis.
I care, damn it.
I can't, damn it.
I think you should lock them all up. Sitting having paying women to have babies for you. Ridiculous.
Well, I figured, if they couldn't tell that Mary Beth wasn't the right woman, they met her and talked to her before this whole thing occurred.
Don't do it. I gave her life too.
That's what I would have said. I'd say,
I gave her life too.
but he just said,
No, don't do it.
ooh-wee. I would have given up. I mean, the kid's cute, but hey, I've seen cuter.
Yeah, they hadn't gotten that attack
Yeah.
at the time she took her away. She was only like 4 or 5 days old.
Don't do it to baby M.
Oh, man. Psycho. Both of them.
Oh, I'm telling you. Look, this is my child. No, Sarah's my child.
And Melissa's my child.
Sarah!
Melissa.
Sarah!
Yeah, maybe we should do one of those.
Yeah. Dueling.
Got your guitar?
Dueling parents.
Yeah. I think maybe we'll be dueling parents thing. We could do the clips like this. Ready?
Yeah.
Let me recue this. I have to recue the tape, ladies and gentlemen.
Bear with us, please.
Bear with me. Interesting concept here. Oh, here's the guitar. Don't do it. Just give me like this could be very interesting. This might be the new song parody. Could be this simple. Come on, you guitar playing fool. Dueling morons.
Why did you start this in the first place? Why?
No, I can't give up.
You heard.
I'll spend the rest of my life in jail because I can't give up my flesh and blood.
I care, damn it. I cared all along. What are you doing to me? I want my daughter back.
Forget it, Bill. I'll tell you right now, I'd rather see me and her dead before you get her.
No, Mary Beth, please don't.
I gave her life, I can take her life away. If that's what you want,
No,
that's
Mary
what I'll
Beth.
do.
No, Mary Beth, wait.
That's what I'm going to do.
Sort of like that, you know. We can.
Please. Push me.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll take some phone calls. I mean, that song.
There are classic lines. There are classic movies.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
There are classic moments.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
And there's classic rock and roll. And there's only one station in Philadelphia that plays only classic rock and roll all day, every day. 94 WYSP, Philadelphia's classic rock and roll station.
Good morning. It's 7:55. I'm Steve Trevelise with the 94 WYSP update. We're up to 27 degrees. Today, the 90 forecast says enjoy again. Sunny today and tomorrow. Temperatures will hit the 40s. Tonight, the lows will be in the 20s. Once again, the current temp 27 degrees at WYSP. Shadow traffic, Schuylkill East, slow from the Conshohocken curve to Belmont, and again from Montgomery to Girard. 95 South, still slow, Academy to Allegheny. 42 North, jammed from 544 to the Whitman Tolls. 295 jammed from Route 47 to 42. On the 94 scoreboard, the Sixers have now won 5 of their last 7 games. They beat the Nets big time, 121-95. The game wasn't as close as the score indicated. The Flyers have now lost 3 in a row as Winnipeg beat them 5-3. The winning goal scored on one of the few bad plays this season by goalie Ron Hextall. No local action tonight. Checking the headlines, we may have a new weapon in the war against cancer. It's called photomedicine. Experts say beams of ultraviolet rays can be used to activate drugs in the bloodstream. Some interesting television coming your way this week of February 15th. The Discovery Channel will broadcast 62 hours of Soviet game shows, Soviet cartoons, and even exercise program featuring Russian women in leotards, live via satellite from Moscow. That's what's happening so far. It's 7:56. I'm Steve Trevelise on 94 WYSP. Coming up, the WYSP video report supplied by Movies Unlimited.
Presenting the new Donnelly Directory, a better Yellow Pages and much, much more, and the adventures of Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote has been trying to catch the Roadrunner for years. What makes him think he can now? Ah, he's using the new Donnelly Directory. The Donnelly Directory isn't the same old Yellow Pages. It's maps, guides, coupons, and more. I see Wile E. Coyote has discovered the easy-to-read headings. It says, see rocket boots.
Acme rocket boots.
That was fast. Oh, no. Watch out for that. Cliff, won't he ever learn? What's this? He's got the new Donnelly Directory again. What will he find now?
Jiffy parachute delivery.
Good thinking. The Donnelly Directory, a better Yellow Pages, and much, much more.
The Adventures of Wile E. Coyote and the new Donnelly Directory. Brought to you by Donnelly.
Hey, Linda, you got a guidance date with me tonight? The racetrack? Yeah. I didn't know you knew anything about horses. I don't. So? But I know how to make money. Hold on. I'm confused. Well, don't be. I've got a system. A system? Exactly. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You know nothing about horse racing, but you go to the track and you win with this system. I play my kids' ages, my dress, Gary's age, my birthday, my bra size. I get the picture. And you win doing that? Is Rich Little. Oh. And they have this new thing called boxing that I just love. Boxing? Like in Muhammad Ali? No, dummy. It's for the exact same trifecta. Let's say you like the numbers 1, 2, 3 in the trifecta. You box it and collect any combination of those numbers. You know, like 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, sounds easy. Maybe I will go with you. I know. I'll box my kids' ages. Hey, that's no fair. And why not? Linda, you've got 15 kids. I know. Yeah, what a system.
Try your system. It works at Sergeant State Park. Thoroughbred Racing starts Thursday, February 12th, nightly at 7:30, Saturdays at 1.
Live from New York, it's the WYSP Morning Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Stern.
I see your boy's Fred.
Yes.
He was good enough to pay me like $10 on a Sunday for doing practically nothing except counting stuff.
Wow.
And moving some boxes. But of course, me and my childlike mentality was angry at the boss, and I went up and urinated all over the boxes.
Sick.
Well, I didn't actually. My friend did.
You did it.
Oh, all right.
Tries now to cover up.
I'm a little embarrassed. You know how people are in grades?
This is it. I mean, somebody gives you a job.
I got mad because I felt that, well, see, I went to work for Mr. Weiss at Triplex. Well, it's Simplex in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
And his son John always got to do, like, neat stuff, like sit in the office and eat sandwiches. And me and this guy Scott had to go upstairs and really work hard for our $10.
Oh, Howard.
And I got angry because of that situation, and I ended up quitting. And before I quit, I urinated over some of the plumbing supplies.
I wonder if those boxes are still there.
I'm like a dog, you know. I have to stake out my territory, Robin. Lift up on one leg and
scent the place.
I'm a great employee. You know, I was just urinating in my office the other day.
Oh.
I got angry at something our general manager said.
No, but you know that did happen when we were at another station.
I have a strange way of reacting, Robin.
But you know that happened at another station. You know, the jocks were upset. And what did they do?
That was stupid. I mean, when I got angry and urinated on the boxes.
You were leaving.
Yeah, I was leaving, and that didn't mean anything. I mean, it wasn't going to, hurt anybody. It was just boxes. But we worked at this radio station in Washington, and the jocks were angry because they didn't have, they wanted a jock lounge, I think it was.
I guess.
Or I know what it was. They were tired of running. The disc jockey on the air didn't want to have to run all the way out of the building to go to the bathroom.
Right.
So what he'd do is he'd go to the bathroom in the sink, the jock lounge sink. You know what I'm talking about, right, Fred?
There was 2 of them.
2 of them did it?
2 of them.
Did John do it?
The overnight guy.
And John. You know what I mean, John, the crazy John.
I think Commander did it.
Well, Commander did it.
I think that would be 3.
Oh, boy.
Well, the guys at night, when no one was around, would go over to the drinking sink and urinate
the
in
sink
it.
where we made the coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they would go, and then, we were making the coffee and everything there for months, and finally one day we're talking to the overnight guy. He goes, yeah, he says, man, if you ever have to go to the bathroom, teach this company a lesson, go to the bathroom in the sink. I said, what? What do you mean go to the bathroom? You mean the sink in the bathroom? He goes, no, the sink over the jock lounge.
I said, wait a second, let me get this straight. You've been going to the bathroom
In the sink?
in the sink where I make my coffee? I mean, I freaked.
Yeah.
I got on the air and started screaming at him. I said, open up that microphone. I want people to know what you're doing. He goes, yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
Boys will be boys.
And Commander was...
I didn't know the commander was doing it.
You have proof?
Oh, no.
They were all doing it.
Oh.
And then they asked me if I wanted some cappuccino.
Yeah. I'll pass. Yeah, we worked at some pretty funky radio stations. I tell you, there's a book here somewhere. You know that movie FM?
Uh-huh.
They had guys urinating in the sink.
Then you'd have believed it.
And porking babes out in the parking lot in the record company vans. I would have believed it.
Yeah.
Somehow jocks getting upset because they're running Army commercials really didn't make it for me. The jocks all went out on strike because they were running Army commercials. Yeah, right, that'll be the day. We're just happy to have jobs. Army commercials. Jocks have no conscience whatsoever, and they kowtow to management like you would not believe. If you ever want to see a bigger bunch of worms, you come to a radio station and look at the disc jockeys. Real rebels. You know, you should have this glorified image of a guy like he plays records, man,
Cool
and
dude.
he's a bohemian.
Yeah.
It's all crap. They're all married.
Anything.
They're all married. They all cheat on their wives, and they all take payola at the drop of a hat. That's why they had to regulate the record industry and only let the program directors pick the music, because the jocks were so busy on the take. And, of course, they're all worms, and they acquiesce to any management decision.
Basically a spineless group of people.
Yeah, because they know they're totally replaceable and totally worthless. Well, anyway, let's get back to Fred Weiss, speaking of totally worthless, which is what his father told me about him.
Oh, stop. What is his father doing?
His father runs the company. Fred works for him.
What does Fred do?
Fred basically sits and bitches and moans about how he should be running the company. That's Fred's function in life.
I see.
But anyway, what my point is that slits on your car or in the mail.
Yeah.
In the mailbox, but nobody sent them to you. Some kid delivered it.
Just drop them in, yeah.
And they pay you based on how many you deliver.
Oh.
So what I would do is get a stack of like 1,000, shove them down the sewers, but they have cars that drive by to check you, to make sure you're really handing them out. So I would hand out like 50 actually, and just say, oh man, and the car would drive by and stuff, and then they'd say, well, where are all your flyers? I said, well, I handed out 1,000 already, and then you get paid for it. So
This is why the country's going to hell.
yeah, well, yeah.
You know that, don't you?
Oh, definitely. Not only did I do it, but I'm now instructing children on how to do this.
This is why.
That's right. That's right. Let me tell you something about those fixtures that they got over at the WYSP. Much as I urinated on them, they never rusted.
Oh,
That's right.
you didn't do anything.
I didn't. I just done the boxes one time. And it was like empty boxes.
Right.
It was.
It was
100 years ago.
It was over in a corner and it had things in it.
Yeah, but who knows what was in there. Well, it's 7 past 8 o'clock. You know who's coming in today?
Who?
Fishbein, the pervert pornographer.
Oh, is he bringing a guest?
I think so.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Jackie will stop eating
Calm
your shirt
down.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you should be blowing your nose in your shirt, Jackie. There might be a nice looking woman sitting next to you.
I don't want to win any more pools.
All right. Let's see here. Let's go to Philadelphia first.
All right.
You're on the air. 1 second, I think I got a problem here. Hold on.
You're not on the air yet.
Now you're on the air.
Oh, I'm on the air now.
There you go, babe.
See you today.
All right, man, all right.
That's good, that's good. I was wondering, you ever thought about having the Beastie Boys on your show?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm embarrassed to admit that we kind of had a chance to have them at one point, but they weren't that happening, so we kind of told them to buzz off.
No. Let's tell the story correctly.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the organization knew they were happening except
Yeah.
Howard, and he blew them off.
No, I consult you on all the guys.
I said have them. I was
did?
hot on them because somebody had turned me on to you got to fight for your right to party long
Yeah.
before it became a hit.
So at least I'm being honest. I said, okay, no way having the Beastie Boys. I'm not going to sit and talk to those guys.
I think they're pretty great, though.
Yeah, they are.
They're fantastic.
So we've invited them back on, and they've agreed to come on, so we'll probably have them on real soon.
Oh, that's great.
Is that right, Gary? Aren't they coming on soon?
Yeah, they're on tour now. They're out of the city, but they'll be coming back in a little while. Did you read that article in Rolling Stone about how they're banned from Columbia Records, even though that's their label? What do you mean?
Yes, because they're so bad.
They made so much trouble that they're not allowed up to the place where they sold 1 million records.
They made the Jones River show a disaster.
Jones River show.
I was like, Jones Rivers. Where's that?
Jones River. Old Jones River.
She keeps on
rolling along despite low ratings. Because she has a $10 million no-cut contract.
They went on there, you know, doing all these sexual acts, and John was like, oh, I can't wait for these guys to get the hell off my show.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, well, we can't wait for Joan to get the hell off our show. Quite frankly, she is annoying.
She do suck.
No.
She do suck.
She do suck, yeah.
Smell promo.
Yeah. I smell promo.
He's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
With you guys, you never have any rap groups in there.
We had Run DMC.
I'd have them on. They just don't show up. We had Run DMC on.
Yeah?
You didn't hear that?
Ah.
Maybe we should repeat that on the Best of Stern.
Yeah, whenever you don't, show up there, put that on.
Yeah, I tell you what, as a matter of fact, February 16th, we're taking off. The station doesn't know it yet, but we are.
Yeah, put that on then.
What is a holiday?
Yeah, that's Washington's birthday. We may not be running Best of that day, though.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of a waste.
Sleeping.
It's kind of a waste to run it on a holiday.
Yeah, I want to hear some run.
But we can play their opening of the show and stuff like that.
I'll get it for you.
Didn't those guys start farting in the audience?
Yeah, which one? Run, I think, did.
Run.
Yeah, I'm so scared to go to their concerts because,
I don't blame you.
Because you'll die.
Somebody's going to get killed. Now I always think it's going to be me.
Chances are it would be you, sir. No, really, I don't blame you. You know, of course, I've read in the paper how they've gotten a bad reputation, et cetera, et cetera. I wouldn't go to one of their concerts.
I don't think it's their fault. I just think that, some of the people who come to their concerts are kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kill. Somebody gets killed in every one of their shows.
Well, not everyone. I mean, mostly muggings, okay?
Yeah. You will get mugged. You probably won't get killed.
And I don't want to sound like a wimp or anything, but God, those shows, God.
Here, I got some Run DMC stuff right here. Run DMC Stern ID. Play that.
Yo, what's up? This is Run, and I'm DMC. And I'm Jam J. And you're listening to Howard Stern. 92.3 K-Rock. Rock.
Did you hear that?
Oh, dang. How's the food?
Oh, dag. You blacks still say oh, dag? Because when I was when I lived in the black neighborhood.
You black.
You still say oh, dag?
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a few pointers
That's a big expression, Robin. Dag. D-A-G. Oh, dag.
Guys, a couple of pointers on how to talk black. Because I've been seeing you guys try so hard.
Yeah, could you come down and do a black impression for us?
Yeah, we might need that.
Check this out. You have to, you put more emphasis on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, right. I'll talk like you. Hey, here, listen to this. Listen to this.
Well, perfection to thee is quite essential. He has to live up to his potential.
I work real hard all day and night. I get to it and do it because I want it right. I got bass
and tone.
I use
cologne.
And then I rock
the funky
rhyme
on the microphone.
I got a funky fresh car with the funky fresh bar. I'm a funky fresh car. And what's up?
The par.
My name is DMC. Down in front end J. There's everything copacetic, y'all.
A-OK.
All right.
You guys got it. You guys got the cool problem.
We took that microphone after that guy spit in it for like a minute.
You guys got the cool
You guys spraying his saliva all
Why
over.
do you do that?
I don't have it either way.
I mean, they'd say it, don't spray it, pal.
You know who I think
That's the new
started all
talent.
that?
That's the talent of the 90s.
What's that guy's name who does all those Police Academy movies?
Yeah.
Who spits into everything?
Oh, the guy, yeah, I know you're talking.
He can do a whole concert.
What? Oh, Howard, I have a good idea. Next time, put a $1,000, whatever that is, $1,000 call, phone, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Whatever, kid.
Put on a rap song.
Yeah, man. Okay, solid.
Okay, Howard.
Dag, man, you are really something, man.
Wow, brother. I think you have brother in you.
I do have the brother in me. And I wish he'd get the hell out because I'm going to end up like Liberace. Dig it, man, because I'm one of you.
You guys are great, though.
Thank, man. Did he start out something kind of white and then all of a
No,
sudden...
he sounded black all along to me.
Because us brothers in Philly love you. We do.
Hey, man, thank you, man. Seriously.
We love you, Howard.
All right, man.
Okay, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was weird the other day with David Brenner in here, and he kept mentioning all those places in Philadelphia that he eats at when he goes back to Philadelphia, like these greasy spoons and stuff. And you knew full well he doesn't eat there anymore.
The hoagie places?
Yeah, the hoagie places right over there. Yeah, right, David. You got $10 million. I bet you bring that real high-class girlfriend to your hoagie places.
That's a shtick, you know, like they want to say, I haven't changed.
Be one of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going for hoagies anymore, quite frankly. I'd like to call him out on that one. Yeah, no, I go to a hoagie place. All right. We'll see.
Not when he's sailing around on a yacht in the Bahamas and going to nude beaches. I don't think he's still going to hoagie places.
Yeah, hey, you're on the air.
When you went down to the Joan Rivers show, were you supposed to be on it, or did you just go be in the audience? Because I was waiting for you to be on the show.
No. They've called several times. The nerve of them. They have called asking for some tape on me. They want to see some tape. To which I said, I have no tape. I don't make tapes. Look at that tape. I'm not on television. I'm on radio. You want to hear tape on my radio show? Fine. But I will not be insulted and send them a tape. I don't care about being a guest on their dumb show. And then their people call every 5 minutes trying to find out if I'm getting my own TV show. And there seems to be some kind of paranoia over the Joan Rivers show that I'm going to get my own television program.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Everybody seems to be paranoid about me except me because I know nothing's going on. Of course, Liberace is dead, and what do? They show pictures of him and Boober with their arms around each other.
I was saying to Scott this morning, I said, you know, that when Liberace was alive, you never saw a picture of him with another man.
Yeah.
Now they're all over the place.
Oh, man, wait, this is just the beginning. Oh, man. I mean, the Post, yesterday when he was in a coma, had pictures of him holding hands.
Thank God he couldn't see that.
Yeah. They waited at least till he was in a coma. But today, they put a nice picture of him sitting by his piano and stuff.
But they did, when we came in this morning, we wanted to know who won the pool. I knew immediately to go to the Post because they would publish the time.
Yeah, well, it turns out Jackie won the pool.
Of course he did.
We walked in this morning, we were all mad at Jackie for winning the pool. We said, nobody's upset that Liberace died. We're just upset that Jackie won the pool.
Again.
Not that we're not upset. We don't like to see anybody die, but hey, that's life. Everyone dies.
And Liberace believed in reincarnation.
No, he's going to be back. What is he coming back as? What I want to know.
He says whatever it is, he'll be bigger and better than he was. Did you see Cindy Adams' thing on Liberace today?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Well, don't you realize what that is?
What?
Did you read it?
Yeah.
It's a complete transcript, practically, of what that guy did on Current Affairs the other day.
It's not even hers.
Pretending that it's hers.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Cindy goes as far as to say that Liberace's going to come back as a gerbil, which I thought was a low. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I read the whole thing, and I'm going, well,
I've heard this somewhere before.
It's a recap.
Yeah. And that wasn't her interview then. It was some guy out in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Cindy Adams' tribute to Liberace.
Yeah, she couldn't have known these people. She's not that happening that she could know these people.
But you should read some of this stuff. It's pretty funny when she talks about his generosity, and she calls him a mother lover. And explains how he was so sweet to her own mother. Like she dragged her mother with her when she finally got to see Liberace.
Liberace.
When you talk to Cindy, you got to put up with her whole family.
Yeah, you got to meet her. You got to meet her husband, who's nearly comatose, and her mother. God knows how old she is. Her mother's still alive, Cindy Adams' mother?
Well, she doesn't say she's dead in this article. She says she had her mother with her.
The woman must be 180 years old. I don't think about Cindy Adams. Jackie won the pool. Everyone's not talking to him because he wins every damn pool we have.
Did we do their time or our time?
We did Pacific time.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
That was wrong. I told you to use our time.
Hey, Gary, bring in that sheet of paper with everyone's boxes. I want to make sure Jackie won before we award him the money.
Who decided to use Pacific time?
And guess who insisted on Pacific time?
Jackie.
Yeah.
Wait, go ahead. Have a field day. Bring the money, Gary.
How much does he get this time?
$120 of Fred's money. He only got $10 from me.
And 15 from me.
Oh, I love
And 20 from Fred. Fred's working extra hard today because he wants to make enough money to pay Jackie in all the pulls that he wins.
He wants to buy some new video equipment. I want to make sure his studio is up to date.
From now on, Jackie can't be in the pools. He's won too many times.
That's what I said. At some point, you can't enter anymore.
Right. I mean, we have to have like a 3-month period where Jackie can't gamble with us. Give us a chance.
Let me see that sheet of paper you've got in your hand there. It's hard to believe. Let me just check. How do you know 2:05 is the time? Is it in the Post? I don't see
5:05 is in the Post. 5:05.
Well, 5:05.
That's our time. If you translate it into Pacific time, it's 2:05.
Hold it. I have to protest. I have to protest for 1 minute here. How do you know the Post isn't using California time?
Right. No, they say New York time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 5:05 New York time. Now, let me just compute that. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 2.
Yeah.
2:05.
And the money goes into my pocket.
2:05.
I told you to use our time.
2 p.m. is Jackie Martley.
Why didn't you use our time?
Let's see who would have won.
At 5:05.
Mary Ann?
At least it wouldn't have been Jackie.
Right. Yeah, you guys. As long as it's not me, that's nice.
I think I'd rather see Jackie win than Mary Ann, quite
I don't
frankly.
know. He just won. Oh, he made about $1,000 off of us.
Yeah, somebody ought to send him a W-2 form. You plan on paying taxes?
The IRS, man.
Let's call the IRS at 9 and report that Jackie
I'm putting
Martley.
you on my payroll.
We're up to 760.
I'm really calling the IRS on you and reporting that you won $760 in a pool this year.
That's right. That's extra income. That's got to go on your taxes.
Call IRS. I'll do that at 9
Yeah,
o'clock.
we'll turn you in.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he's not reporting all these gambling winnings.
Oh, probably not.
But here's something interesting about this pool. I got phone calls in the office all day yesterday from like all different people who wanted to know how to set up the pool.
Yeah.
And my
You
girlfriend
people are
was in a,
sick.
Yeah.
My girlfriend was in a store yesterday.
Yeah.
She saw these 2 girls who were like in an all-girl high school Catholic school.
Yeah.
Because they had their uniforms on, and they were talking about how they got charged $0.25 in their pool.
Oh, boy.
Was Jackie in that one also?
No, I'm sure he won. Just get a percentage off the top.
Yeah, well, the way to set up a Death Watch pool, if you will, is you make 24 boxes. And everybody buys a box for whatever you decide. And then, of course, you... What am I explaining here? And then my sister calls me up and goes, you better have some reverence on the air tomorrow. I said, I do have reverence. It's just we wanted to have a pool for something. And what better? So we respected the man.
Of course we did.
Of course we did.
I tried to go see his last performances at Radio City.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
There's a whole karma thing happening here. Who's the only person that said they liked his piano playing?
You. That's true.
Thank you.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So it was 24 boxes, and what we did, of course, you don't put the times in before people buy the boxes. After everyone buys a box and puts their name on it, then you mix up 24 hours, and you write them down on the little boxes. Everybody gets an hour. That's how you do it. In case you want to know. Hey, look at that picture in the Post, Robin, on page 5 of Liberace. You see, it says, 1984 with pals Carrie Wyman's Center and Christopher Adler.
Who died of AIDS.
Yeah.
That's Christopher Adler's name. Christopher Adler, who died of AIDS.
Aren't they sort of insinuating in the paper that Christopher Adler gave him AIDS?
Yeah, they're saying he was a longtime pal.
Yeah. I mean, it necessarily wasn't Christopher Adler. I mean, I'm sure Liberace was with... Well, can you say now that he was gay?
No, nobody's ever said that he's gay.
Oh, this guy is unbelievable. Not only did he, let's face it, he was pretty effeminate. And he was even sued by his chauffeur for palimony.
But he's still not gay.
This guy has the world's best publicist. And now that he's dead, my sister called me last night and said, do you really think she died of AIDS? I said, Ellen, of course he died of AIDS. And she said, well, I don't know. All the papers and everything are saying heart disease.
Well, today they determined his cause of death as cardiac arrest due to encephalopathy.
Yeah.
Now, what happened to the emphysema, heart disease, and pernicious anemia?
But all I know is this guy pulled it off again. He really did pull it off again. No pun intended. He's got this publicist who now even manages, if the guy did die of AIDS, even I'm afraid to say he died of AIDS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How does he do that?
He's very smart. All you have to do is not admit to something.
Yeah, but for some reason, everyone always was... even in death, you're afraid to say that Liberace was gay.
He was already in a coma before that Inquirer article came out saying he was.
Yeah.
infected with AIDS. But I think part of the problem was that he won that lawsuit back in the 50s when a guy sort of implied that he was homosexual.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, everyone's afraid to say that Liberace's gay or died of AIDS. But anyway, take a look at those three guys in the picture. You see the guy in the middle? Mm-hmm. I'm cuter than him.
Well, what does that mean?
I could have been one of Liberace's pals.
Or you could have been gay. What are you saying?
I'm saying Liberace has so much money.
He could have gotten cuter guys?
I always imagined Liberace had like the best stable of guys. Well, in my fantasy, I always said, Liberace, I mean, as goofy looking as Liberace is, he made $5 million a year for 30 years, I heard on the radio yesterday. $5 million a year for 30 years, when $5 million was really $5 million 30 years ago.
Yes, but you're not taking into account that he budgeted $2 million a year for costumes.
Yeah, well, but that's tax deductible.
So he got $1 million back.
Yeah, so that comes right off the top, is what I'm saying. So, anyway, look at that. Look at the two guys he's with. Okay, the guy on the right.
That doesn't necessarily mean he's sleeping with those guys.
Well, those are his pals.
Well, maybe they were incredibly talented.
That's true. Yeah, who knows if this guy Carey is gay? Although, if I was a regular man, I would not want to be photographed as one of Liberace's pals. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing now. Everybody's just calling all these guys pals.
Yeah.
Cindy Adams, even in her column, says, I was at Liberace's apartment and one of his pals was there.
Pals. Frank Sinatra has pals.
Yeah.
Liberace's got guys he slams. You know what I'm saying?
A minute.
What?
I still don't know that.
Well, we don't know. Allegedly slams.
There's a technicality, though, boss.
Yeah.
Because, say he did have AIDS, right? You don't die of AIDS. You die of complications from AIDS. So, I mean, they could technically say he died.
Well, that's why I said that that's a brain disease. And, people with AIDS often get that.
So how come, of course he had AIDS, how come Christopher Adler, how come they can always keep saying who died of AIDS?
I'm saying that's his title, sir, somebody. It's Christopher Adler who died of AIDS.
I feel bad for Christopher Adler. No one knew this guy died of AIDS. And now that Liberace's dead, instead of saying Liberace died of AIDS, poor Christopher Adler's got his name slashed all over the papers with he died of AIDS.
Nobody even knew Christopher Adler.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's Christopher Adler who died of AIDS.
Good looking man. Christopher Adler. I can see why everyone went for him. Look at that. Oh, boy, I tell you, if I was gay, I'd whip him around a few times. Flip him around. But I think I'm better looking than the guy in the middle there. And my point is that I figured Liberace's pals would be like these incredibly good. And in fact, even that guy Boober.
Boober was not a good-looking guy.
No. And Boober loved Liberace so much, he had facial surgery so he'd look like Liberace. Now that's going too far. That's when I think Liberace got sick of him, when he started looking like him.
Oh.
You look like me. Who wants that? Jeez. I mean, you still can't get anyone to say that Liberace was gay. I'm reading the Daily News here. They got a picture with Scott Dorson's arm around Liberace saying they sued each other for palimony. Or Scott sued Liberace for palimony.
Yes.
And you can't get even the newspaper. Liberace, the flamboyant piano player.
They do everything but call him gay.
Yeah, who surrounded himself in life with rhinestones and sequins, with exotic dogs and exotic cars. I bet you the relatives now are taking the dogs and throwing them out of the house.
It's 27 of them.
Somebody want to get these damn dogs out of here? I'm trying to read this will. For crying out loud.
If he left money to 27 dogs, we probably won't get anything.
Yeah. Probably left $2 million to his dogs. Exotic cars and with expensive kitsch. Expensive kitsch.
Kitsch.
What is that?
That's just, a term for, not shtick necessarily, but elaborate adornments.
I see. 67-year-old pianist known as Mr. Showmanship. I've been gravely ill for weeks with what aides said was anemia, emphysema, and heart disease. Published reports that he had AIDS were denied by his personal his personal manager, I wish Seymour Heller would be my personal manager. I'd hire this guy at any cost.
Standing in the face of adversity, he faced them all down.
Yeah. I would love to have this guy as I guess he's kind of got free time, Seymour Heller.
But what happened to all those people who were standing outside Casa de Liberace?
Yeah.
There was hardly anybody there by the time he died.
Yeah. Kind of sad when Casa de Liberace doesn't have any fans out in front.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to hold a vigil, you might as well stay till the end.
It was pretty pathetic. I mean, the people who stand outside of Liberace's house look a hell of a lot worse than the people who stand outside Elvis's Graceland.
Yeah, they didn't even last as long. I mean, those Graceland people stay.
I thought nothing was lower than the people who stand outside of Graceland, but oh man, Liberace's people.
Well, there's something to be said for that, because Liberace says when he started out his career, he was playing to the high society folks, and they didn't listen to him, and they were all drunk, and they sneered at him. So he decided to start just playing to a different crowd of people.
Good man.
He was very smart, because that crowd didn't even know what good piano playing was.
Yeah. You know, I don't want to say anything bad, but I didn't think he was that great a piano player.
Well, everybody's calling him just a piano player. I've noticed that. They don't call him. That was the first time I've ever seen it listed pianist. Because when Henry Mancini was talking about him on the news yesterday, he said he was a hell of a piano player.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they say about Jerry Lee Lewis.
Right.
Not a guy who plays the classics.
Yeah. How dare he? How dare Henry Mancini say that about Liberace? Anyway, yeah. Well.
And he also said that Liberace once said in his life that Elton John was trying to rip him off, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah. Meanwhile, Elton John sent them flowers.
Really? Well, wait till he reads this.
Where did you see that?
That was in, I think, Cindy Adams.
Oh, Cindy. The vulture circles again.
Yes, I remember him complaining that Elton John tries to copy me, but it doesn't work.
Elton John has written, like, original music. I think there's a little difference.
I think, Liv, you should have copied Elton a little bit.
Did Liberace ever write a song?
Yes, he did. We heard one of the songs he wrote in that album you played the other day.
Say ciao.
It was Say Ciao, yes, and it had words and everything.
Well, maybe we should play Say Ciao after the commercial.
Yeah.
All right, 6:37, 92.3 K-Rock and WYSP. We'll be right back with our tribute. What is it?
I was there on Friday night.
Yeah, and?
It was a very interesting place, very futuristic looking.
Did you get any?
No, I didn't.
No, be honest.
No, really, I didn't.
He's monogamous now.
Yeah,
he's
remember?
trying to allege.
How much did you get?
I didn't get any.
Did you get any phone numbers?
No, the place is huge, though.
Hey, man, it really sucks if you're not going to be honest with us.
I am honest with you. I didn't get any. I didn't get any all weekend. So I'm kind of moody today.
I noticed. You're real uppity.
Because I didn't get any.
Well, look at you. Brush your teeth, maybe you get some. So who'd you go with?
I just went with a friend of mine.
One of those cuisines?
No, yeah.
Well, no, yeah, what?
No, I went with a lady friend of mine.
Oh, who?
Nobody you go with. Well, Robin met her. She's just a friend.
Oh, must be a
Oh,
liquor.
April?
Yeah.
April?
No, a new one. He's got a new girlfriend.
Oh, a new girl. Where was your other girlfriend, Nancy?
No, I'm talking about just a friend. You know how Gary has these friends who are just girls?
But he porks them.
No.
Yes, you do.
He doesn't.
Nope.
Was she good looking?
She's very pretty.
Really? And you went with her? Did she get picked up by any guys?
No, she was craning her neck and stuff.
Oh. She was craning her neck?
Yeah, looking at all the guys.
Well, she was next to you. I mean, a man who has beautiful green porcelain in his mouth. What is,
What's to look at?
Do me a favor. Go back to your dentist. If you're going to have caps, at least make some white teeth in there.
But wouldn't it look... I'm not going to get into this.
What? Wouldn't it look what? What is that?
Wouldn't four pearly Marias and white teeth look kind of foolish surrounded by the rest of these teeth?
I don't know. Let's call your dentist one day on the air and find out what's his game plan.
That guy's retired. He's in Miami. He was 65 years old. He
retired. You can barely see
He
straight.
retired on this job. He didn't want Gary.
On the Delabate job.
I'll tell you something. This guy was 65 years old. He bought a new Trans Am every year.
Wow.
A new Trans Am.
A 65-year-old man cruising in a Trans Am.
Got a hold of morons like you.
Oh, my goodness.
We got to go to the next spots, boss.
Robin, I have in my hand the pictures from my Super Bowl party.
Yes, I didn't think these existed, and now I find out that they do.
Yeah, well, I'm going to show them to you in order. And the reason I'm showing these pictures to Robin is because we have a picture of Jackie taking Tony. Jackie took another man's temperature with his finger.
Oh, boy, Jackie. It's recorded for posterity.
And you're going to love these pictures because, well, it sort of goes like in order, okay?
Did Jackie see them?
No.
Oh, you wouldn't let me see them.
I wouldn't let him see them until we got on the air. All right, I wanted to show them to you first.
All right.
All right, here's me making my entrance at the party.
Okay. All right, very good. There you are.
There's all the guys. Here's me walking down the steps at the Super Bowl party with my brother-in-law.
Okay.
The microphone,
I see that.
using the microphone, micing the guys and talking to them. All the stuff you don't get to hear on the air because we never play it. This is the food layout. My brother-in-law and me eating. Here's a certain comedian
sitting next to his cooler with the beer.
And rolling certain drugs.
Oh, boy. Wait a minute. Let me see that again. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Right.
A scene I haven't seen in a long time.
Sort of looks like the early 60s. I was a little upset with that whole
drug thing.
More drugs.
Yeah, I mean, how long were you there, Jackie?
Notice who circulates around Jackie's little sphere.
Oh, no.
And Maria, come here. You might want to see this next picture coming up.
Oh, no.
Here's the guys cracking up with some jokes.
Okay.
Here's the guys cracking up at some more jokes. Me, as you know, laughing real hard, as you can see.
Yeah, it must have been a real good joke.
All right. So all of a sudden, Tony O pulls down his pants.
Yes.
And you see written on his butt, "Giants suck."
Right. There it is, the famous moon.
Okay. Pretty good. Nice butt that Tony O has.
A little fat, don't you?
A little fat, yeah.
No.
But no.
Oh, excuse me, Jackie. I mean, I forgot that you two have a personal relationship.
And then, of course, Jackie comes out and sees this.
Oh my God. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Bring that back here. Oh, goodness. Let me see that again. You should be ashamed.
Man's watch is in there. This is Jackie having homosexual sex. A picture of it. I want to sell this.
Oh, could you have gotten any further?
We're going to blow this up into poster size and send it over to WNSR, the new soft rock.
And look at that. Doesn't it almost look like there's a rainbow at the end of that pot of gold?
Yeah. And then here, the finale, Jackie eating his ribs after he performed sex.
And I had it from another witness yesterday that Jackie went into the kitchen immediately after the Tony O incident and got himself some ribs.
Gary, take a look at this.
Did you see it? No. That's like Pulitzer Prize.
And you can see it's Tony because in this picture he's got his face turned on the camera.
Oh my goodness. These were Ronnie's pictures. Oh, boy.
There it is. Homosexual sex.
Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's going to be selling those now. Those are Jackie's publicity photos.
Yeah.
My new 8x10.
Is Jackie's face in there? Let me see that again, because you actually only look at the action.
No, it's just Jackie's arm.
Okay, so you
couldn't
can't
get everything.
tell
Ronnie isn't what you'd call a Pulitzer Prize winning photographer. Couldn't get his face in there, but he got the action. He really.
We need a slide of that so we can preserve it.
Yeah. Well, Neil's having a blown up poster size for our office.
Yes, but I'm just saying a slide, just so in case anything happens to anything else.
I want to hang one here in the studio. I want to get a bunch of those blown up.
Oh, goodness, Jackie. Yeah, we'll get a wallet size. We'll have all kinds.
Wallet size. And I think we should sell them for like $10 a piece. People would buy them.
Absolutely.
See a picture of another.
What a greeting card that would make.
But you see, the unfortunate thing is too bad we didn't have like a film of that, because to see Tony O's buttocks quiver.
Oh.
I mean, to shake, to actually shake. Did you guys see a quiver?
Yeah, that must have been some very fast film for it to be that clear.
Yeah, it was very, very clear. Kudos. Kudos to the photographer, Ronnie.
I wonder what ASA he used. Right now.
What AS what?
There's no way I'm going to be funny today. You can tune off if you want fun. Tune to another station.
Well, you might as well stay here because there's no fun there either.
Yeah, that's true. We can go looking if you want. So what's in the news?
Liberace died of AIDS. It's that simple.
Well, there's a shock. I'm going to fall off my seat. Liberace. Okay. What I want to know is who's the doctor who lied?
They say his doctors probably tried to attempt a cover-up, and the reason the coroner rejected the initial death certificate was because it didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, well, the point is that isn't there some kind of penalty for this?
Well, they are going to investigate. And if there was a cover-up, some of these doctors could be brought up on charges and possibly lose their licenses.
All for Liberace.
Yeah. I hope they got paid well for this.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know what it is? You get caught up in a whole thing. You start to think you're above the law when you're a celebrity.
That you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, like Elvis's people. All those hillbillies.
Anything happens.
All those hillbillies thought, like, because they were associated with Elvis, they could sort of do anything they want to their fans, throw pool cues at their breasts and paralyze them, do anything they want to them. But you can't do that.
Well, and you can't cover up what Liberace's dying of either.
That's right.
So what happened was he died of pneumonia. A very simple form of pneumonia that was complicated by the fact that he had AIDS.
Yeah.
And that's what they have determined. And you know what he did? The coroner said, you know, if he hadn't lied about what he had, he would never have had to hold a press conference to announce it to the world. If they had simply written it on the death certificate and slid it through, it probably never would have come to light.
Oh.
But in their effort to cover the whole thing up, they just made it a bigger and bigger story so that now Liberace will be remembered as the gay guy who played the piano and died of AIDS.
Yeah. Well, don't say he's gay.
No, he was gay.
He could have had,
I'm convinced he was gay.
He could have had a blood transfusion. He could have been an intravenous drug user.
No, he's no Haitian. I can tell. He's gay.
I know, he's Haitian. He came over on a boat.
I'm not buying it. I think he was gay.
Yeah, for sure he was slamming the ham.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody ever doubted it. I mean, in Liberace's warped mind, and this guy had a warped mind, mind you. In his warped mind, he thought people really weren't sure if he was gay or not. It was quite obvious the man was gay. I mean, you know, like, you know who's like real effeminate but isn't gay?
Who?
I'm trying to think of like a movie star who's sort of effeminate. Like John Ritter. You know what I mean? He looks like he could be sort of gay.
Yeah.
But it turns out he's a regular man. But with him, you have some question. You know what I mean? With Liberace, it was so blatantly obvious that the man was gay. He's in a palimony suit with his chauffeur. And he's sitting in with his holding hands at parties with men. With boys. Young boys.
Well, Boober was 17 when they first met.
Of course. You know, and everyone talks about what a nice guy Liberace was, how harmless he was. I don't know, taking 17-year-old boys.
Yeah, into your home.
Yeah. And, you know, playing hide the meat baton with them.
Right.
You know, I don't know if that's... I really wonder about people's private lives sometimes and all this public persona and imagery, you know? Like, I'm a real dick face on the air, I admit, but, you know... I'm still basically a good person. I don't do anything really weird. I'm not like taking 17-year-old boys and making them my chauffeur. You know what I'm saying, Robin?
Yes, I get your drift.
You know, although I'm thinking about doing that.
Well, if Liberace can get away with it.
My chauffeur doesn't give me anything. Here's the coroner on Liberace.
Yes. What does he say?
In layman's terms, Mr. Liberace died from an opportunistic disease.
Mr. Liberace?
Mr. Liberace, I like that.
How dare he say that? Liberace it wasn't Mr. Liberace, it was just Liberace.
Caused by AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome.
Look at this guy, he's getting off on it. Yeah, Mr. Liberace. I mean, this is the biggest thing he got to do. Yep, Liberace had AIDS.
I told you.
I told you so. Oh, poor Liberace. If he's listening, man, he must be really bummed.
Well, this is what he was trying to avoid.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Well, this is what Scott Thorson Boober had to say about Liberace, who took him in at the age of 17. He was a troubled runaway.
Yeah.
At the time, who had been shuttled between foster homes and attended one of Liberace's Las Vegas shows. And Liberace sort of had a thing with his managers, just like, you know, some of these rock stars. They used to just pick out these cute young boys in the audience and then send them back to Liberace for an introduction.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how Boober wound up in Liberace's presence. His manager invited him backstage.
That young blonde looks wonderful.
And he says Lee asked him to the house the next day for cocktails.
Yeah, I'll take him. What, you mean so Boober was at a Liberace concert?
Right, in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'll take him.
And barely 2 weeks later, he was hired as the entertainer's personal chauffeur.
A personal chauffeur?
Yes.
Yeah, he drove him into the bedroom.
At first, life together was pretty normal. No.
Yeah. Sure.
Although he didn't really like to have his family or mine around much.
Yeah.
He was very strange that way. He liked the two of us to be alone.
Yeah. Maybe because he was embarrassed.
And apparently he didn't wear the jewels and the gaudy gear around the house. They spent time cooking and shopping.
I love you, Boober. Kiss me goodnight on the back of my head.
Oh, man.
Please. I know, I don't want to flip around. Just kiss me on the back of my head. That'll be enough.
Really?
I forget what Boober looks like. He's always behind me.
Now, in addition to the $95,000 that Liberace settled on him when they had that lawsuit,
Yeah.
he also got 2 dogs and a 1960 Rolls Royce.
Liberace gave Boober 2 dogs?
Mm-hmm. So Liberace, of course, did. One of his dying requests was that his children be taken care of.
His dogs?
Yes.
Has the will been read yet?
No, of course not.
No.
But, you know, these stories will be coming out now. We'll hear all about Liberace and his strange life.
Do we have Liberace and Boober on their wedding night? Do we have that tape?
I think I might have something like that before.
You told me you had that earlier.
Yeah, I do.
Here it is. If you will. Liberace and one of his... There you go.
There you have it.
All right, we'll be back after this. Thank you. Thank you, David Brenner. Of course, Gary's here. Of course, last night on the David Brenner Show, I didn't come out. Gary came out. Up to our usual hijinks, if you will, ladies and gentlemen.
It was exciting, boss. It was exciting.
Yeah. Gary, after the show, after the Brenner Show, Gary was on the phone to his girlfriend, to his brothers.
Well, come on. How many times do you get on TV? Well, you get on TV a lot.
Are you asking me?
No. It's a rhetorical question to not you.
If you didn't see the David Brenner Show last night, so Gary, what happened is we were backstage, and I don't know, you know that bit where they blew up the dog? So I said, "Uh-oh, I'm not going out there. The bit's not working too well." So, yeah, really. So Fred says, "Well, then send Ronnie the limo driver out and tell him it's you." I said, "Hey, what a great idea." And Ronnie wouldn't go out, so Gary would. So Gary went out.
That was great to watch.
I'm sorry he didn't go out.
Well, you bounce, man.
I know, well.
You are definitely one of the Cousine brothers.
I'm hyper.
Man, he comes out bouncing. Who do you think he was, Freddie?
It looked like Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
You know what was funny? That music wasn't going, but I could hear it.
Yeah.
When he came in, he was still doing his dance from New Year's Eve.
Yeah, who do you think you are, Sammy Hagar?
Hey, everybody, man! When he sat in the chair, he
Yeah, he's bouncing in the chair.
I was so nervous, boss.
And you did get out the words, Howard was hit by a bus.
Yeah. He was smiling when he was doing it.
Yeah, you were smiling,
When a guy
though.
got hit by a bus, you don't smile.
You sort of go, oh, man. You know what the problem was? I would have let you stay out there longer, but I couldn't hear what was going on. I didn't know if Brenner was throwing you off or what.
No. Everybody started, you can hear it on the tape. When I sat down, everyone was going, "Get out! Howard! Get out of there!"
Get out of here. Well, anyway, for those of you who saw the Brenner Show last night, I got an extra added treat. Gary Delabate. Boy, Gary. Of course, coming out and playing hijinks with David. I gotta admit, I had a good time last night. It was kind of fun. It was real nice. Class people at that David Brenner Show put me up at a nice hotel, man. What is the name of that hotel I was at?
That's the UN Plaza.
The UN Plaza. Holy cow. Holy cow. It really is some hotel. I took Gary and Ronnie up to my room afterwards.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, celebrate.
Oh, well, of course. We were feeling triumphant.
Actually, it was pretty funny because...
Celebrate me now, come on. Oh, man.
No,
Gary, when you were smiling on TV, people were reaching for the tint control. They were trying to make your teeth not look green. All across the country, the tint control was going.
Good morning, it's 6:10.
6:10. Time to make Gary teeth jokes and breath jokes, if you will. I saw David cower away when you were near him. But I gotta admit, that David Brenner Show is a lot of fun. It had to be one of my best TV appearances.
Those people were really excited that you were there and really welcomed you.
Yeah, they did. Because usually when I go on the Letterman show, Letterman is cowering away from me. You know, I put down a Letterman. I like Letterman. You know, don't get me wrong, man. But there's an attitude there that, hey, we're too hip for the guests, and the guests are merely there as window dressing for Letterman. So, I mean, and I'm sure Letterman's not even aware that this goes on backstage. But you're not exactly welcome. Just sort of looked at sarcastically, you know what I mean? Like, hey, everything's a goof here, man, and you're kind of goofy, so, you know, you're the king of the goof. It's weird. So, I don't know, man. I sort of felt real at ease, real welcome. It was real nice. It really was. It was really good.
I know the part where you started feeling at ease, too.
As soon as you started getting your makeup put on. When I walked in, you should have seen a look on your face.
You know something? I swear to God, and this is the truth, I never even realized how good-looking Brenner's girlfriend was. You know, all the time she was in here, I never really got a good look at her body or her face because, you know, I'm always on the air and I don't really have time to analyze.
I did.
Yeah, we did.
Man.
I never realized how good-looking she is. That is better than Christy Brinkley. Isn't she better than, like, any model? Absolutely. She's up there with, like, Phoebe Cates.
She should have been in that Sports Illustrated magazine.
She has a body. She says she models, man. I gotta get some pictures of her in a bikini or something or some lingerie.
David must have some. He's a good friend.
Man, Brenner's girlfriend is like, she's like a dream come true. And you want to know something, man? She's not that dumb. Remember how you guys were saying that she's She is not dumb at all, man.
Oh, that was Fred that said.
Well, Fred, I guess you'll never be sharing that heat log with her.
Okay, so she blew the, you know, the pop quiz that I gave her.
Yeah.
That's what I was judging around.
Fred gave her a math quiz to see if she was the right girl. Fred almost thought this might be the final girl that he'll bed down with.
That's it.
But then when she flunked her math exam that he gave her.
That's it. There is a strict requirement.
Yeah. Hey, but anyway, listen, we'll get to our phones in a minute. I want to see what people thought of the Brenner Show.
Absolutely.
If they liked it. I thought it was a real good show, man. When my mother came out, that was real good. That really caught me by surprise.
The best judge is how fast it went out.
Yeah.
It was over so
Yeah, it did go fast. Because when he came back from commercial and said, well, I just want to thank Howard and Mrs. Stern, and I was like, well, what do you mean you want to thank us? For what? And then it was over. I was kind of shocked. I said, man, that was a quick-moving TV show.
Well, that first segment really helped.
And I sort of wanted to go over and tell Billy Preston I really loved That's the Way God Planned It. It's one of my favorite songs. But I really didn't have time because I was so busy goofing on him about being one of the Beatles.
That was so funny.
Yeah. I think in fact, one of the other Beatles, since he's the fifth Beatle, the Beatles treated him so well and made him financially independent that, as a matter of fact, I think Paul McCartney now is going to be the band leader for Regis Philbin. Just like Billy. Well, you know why the Beatles never let Billy Preston actually in the band, because he was black, obviously. Afraid what it would do to their image. That's what I wanted to explain to Billy Preston when I walked over and talked to him, but I had no time to improve race relations. I spread joy wherever I go. Who is it? Oh. Ma.
Hi.
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
Ma, you were great on the Brenner Show, I got to admit.
I saw that disappointment on your face when you saw me, Howard.
No, what was going through my mind is why are they bringing my mother out?
Why? Don't you like to see your mother?
No, I mean, I just thought it was kind of, you know...
I was a
Hey, I thought you did great. I thought it was a great bit. There was no disappointment.
Oh, really?
There was no disappointment.
Well, I watched the tape, boy. I saw the look on your face. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, but that's my look, you know what I mean.
That's your look.
That's my Howard Stern look.
Oh.
Yeah, you look good on camera, Ma.
You think so?
Yeah, I thought you looked very pretty.
Well, let me tell you something, Howard. That was all natural because...
I know they wouldn't let you use makeup, which was stupid, and you never do that in show business.
You want to know something? For the first time in my life, I wanted makeup put on me, and I couldn't get it done.
Well, who told you not to put makeup on?
Well, everybody said I looked good. Everybody said I was natural.
Yeah, but don't they understand that under lighting, your face gets washed out?
Well, I tried to convey that to them, but...
You should have had makeup. At first, I thought you were Fred when you walked out.
You see, Howard, I knew that you were very negative about me.
Oh, I was not.
No?
Didn't you think it was a fun appearance?
I liked it.
I liked it a lot. And Brenner started getting all sappy with my mother. During the commercial, he leans over.
Private conversation, really and truly.
No, I was touched. That's not a private conversation.
He didn't say it to you. He said it to me.
Yeah, well, I have to listen. You're my mother.
I would like you to allow me to say my own quotes. You know what I mean? I'm capable of that.
I can't believe, when he tried to French kiss you and jam his tongue down your throat, just because I did it to his girlfriend.
Sweetie.
Is his girlfriend beautiful or what?
Is a lovely woman.
God, is she nice?
Lovely woman, Howard, and you have a very, very lovely wife.
I'm not saying I don't. It's just she's so beautiful.
A lot of beautiful.
God, I mean her breasts, Ma.
Oh, Howard.
Were perfect. They are those are D cups on a woman that can't weigh more than 120 pounds.
That was no D cup.
That was.
That was D cup of the century.
I gave her 25 inches of my heat log.
Oh gosh, Howard.
But Ma, you were real good on camera. I thought that you were real relaxed, real natural.
Really?
Yeah, and I thought that it was a real good idea that you were there. And I know and afterwards my mother, of course, goes, I'll have to get an agent. And then my agent's backstage saying, 15%. All the little jokes, and I'm like, oh, please.
Well, that's it. Now there are 2 stars of the family.
Yeah. Well, I could have, my mother, God love her, has such a beautiful impression of me. Brenner, Brenner is a good guy, man. He put together a good show last night, and I'm very proud of him. And even, when he leaned over and started telling you about how his mother died, and what was the deal? What did he tell you?
All he said, well, really, Howard, I really feel peculiar saying this on the air.
Why? It makes him out to be a good guy. He doesn't care.
Well, he said that his mother had died and that, this would be a very nice tape for you to have as a memory of the 2 of us together. That's all he said.
Yeah, because wasn't his mother on a talk show with him?
No, he didn't say that.
I think he was sort of implying that he wished his mother had been on a talk show with him.
I think that was the feeling, and I think that was so nice.
It was. I really started getting a little touched.
Yes.
And I mean, you get through my armor.
But this was not your conversation with him. This was my conversation with him.
Yeah, my conversation was, how much money can I pay you to have your girlfriend for about 5 minutes? Hey, let me tell you something, Ma. Hooter for Hooter, you gave that Victoria a run for her money. You really did.
Howard,
I was proud of you.
There are other things besides that in a woman, and I think you knows that.
I know, but they won't let me get near that. Hey, what about hosting the show with me tomorrow if Robin's sick?
Yeah.
And then I'll have 2 lesbians come down here and wallow around on the floor, and you can yell at us.
All those silly things in front of me? No.
I wouldn't do that to you. I have too much respect for you. But I'll tell you something.
What?
I really love you, Mommy.
I love you too, Howard.
And I just thought you were great on the camera, and I thought you did real good on the David Brenner Show, and I think the audience really dug it.
Okay.
And I really love you, and I love the fact that you don't even think I did drugs.
You didn't. You didn't. I don't know why you have to,
Well, I'm honest about it. And
be on like this, really and truly. You see, David does a nice, clean show. Everything's good, and everybody loves him.
Yeah, he's about 2 weeks away from being canceled.
Oh, no.
I'm hoping he won't be canceled because I really enjoyed myself yesterday.
They were all so nice to be on the show, really and truly.
They picked my mother up in a limousine, and then they took her out for dinner.
Right.
They took her to an Italian restaurant.
Wow.
What restaurant?
Petaluma. Very nice restaurant.
What'd you have?
Oh, I had a lot of things. I had rigatoni with eggplant, was delicious, and I had...
See, at least my mother isn't what is called a chazer. At least when she gets a free meal, she doesn't like some people would have ordered champagne and a whole bunch of desserts and a soup and lobster and all that kind of crap. What kind of tab did you run up?
I don't know. What difference does it make?
What do you mean? The tab was just paid for by them?
Right. Right.
Yeah, it was pretty damn classy. That King World boy, they got money. I swear to God, I'd love to do a TV show for them.
That's right. That's class.
They've got money, man. It's all that Wheel of Fortune money.
Well, they treated us very nicely, and everybody was very nice to me. And I really had a very enjoyable evening.
Ma, did you take any bread with you after the meal?
Funny you should say that, the bread.
Oh, no!
I take my mother to a restaurant for free meals, and she takes bread home in her pocketbook.
I said to your father, gee, I'd love to have a slice of this bread for breakfast. So he says, go on, take it.
Did you?
No, No.
My mother says, how come you don't do it when you're with my father, but when she's with me, she takes the napkins, the cloth napkins, wraps up her rolls, and... I mean, you and Pat Harper ought to go out on the street together for the homeless. There's 400 sweetened loaves in that pocketbook.
Try the bread for breakfast, Howard.
Yeah. Well, you know...
And this Petaluma has very unusual bread. Very nice bread.
You don't have to give them that much of a plug. They're not paying for it.
You're going to have to take me back there, Howard.
Yeah, well, certainly if they offer me a free meal, maybe they will.
They might.
Yeah, well, anyway, I thought it was a real good surprise, and anybody who saw it thought that you looked real good and that you were real funny, and when you called me a wuss, that got a big laugh.
Okay.
And you were real good.
Glad to be of service, Howard.
Yeah. All right, let's talk sometime, Ma. Maybe we'll schedule a lunch.
Oh, okay. Take care of yourself, Howard.
All right, stay in touch with yourself, Ma.
You too.
I love you. I swear to God, I love you. I worship you. You know what? Hey, last night I was in my hotel, and I started thinking about my mother, getting all sappy and everything, and I said, I've got to just sit down with my parents. I'm going to go over to my parents' house myself and sit down and tell them I love them.
Oh, Howard, I'm waiting for that.
I'm going to drive over and do that one time, but I'm much too damn busy.
When is it?
Hey, I've got a career.
When is it going to happen?
Soon, though. I was just thinking, when Brenner started talking about losing his mother and everything, I said, God, if I ever lost my mother and I watched that tape of the David Brenner Show, I'd fall apart.
Right. So behave yourself and come on over and say some nice...
I love you, Mom.
Looking forward.
Let me say it to it now. Let me say it to you now. I swear to God, I love you. I love my mommy. I love you.
That's nice. You've made my day. And I'll speak to you soon. Just remember what you said.
What did I say?
That you're coming over.
Yeah, I'm going to come over. I'm like without the wife and without the kids.
Okay.
And I'm going to stare at you, you know what I mean? And soak in being with you.
That'll be very nice, Howard.
All right?
Bye-bye. See you soon.
I love you. I'm not going over there. She doesn't even have a cold. She's healthy as a horse. Chances of her dropping dead are very slim. Shouldn't waste my time over there holding her hand. If she gets a cold, I'll go over. Man. Whose breasts were bigger, my mother's or Victoria's, really?
See, your mother was wearing a real loose top, so it was hard to see.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, what are you looking at my mother's breast?
I can't believe
Mother's wearing a loose top.
He was checking it out.
Oh, man.
Oh, Freddie. How about David? How'd David look?
I don't know. He was sitting behind the desk. He couldn't say anything.
How was the bulge in Dave's pants? Oh, you guys are sick. I tell you what, let's take a break. When we come back, hey, as a matter of fact, maybe we can contact David Brenner's mother with this rock channeler.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Fight number 2.
Oh, boy.
Round 2. Hey, I had a great time on that show. I hope his show lasts a long time because it's getting better and better. Especially the more I appear on it. I imagine that King World is going to see that and offer me my own television show.
You don't know what you hear.
When you do business with a radio personality, you forget about a few things. The guy goes, we forgot about the back chimney. Well, we have to figure out the price on that. Hey, wait a second, just forget about that. What's wrong with you? But Garden State Brickface is excellent. It really is.
At any price.
Man, I cannot believe the work they do. Makes you look, it looks like a whole different house.
Yeah. It really is beautiful.
That's a 4-minute commercial, you guys. How about reducing that price? I really want to do it with them.
And you want to do the house.
They even have a university, Brickface University.
Yes.
College boys come to your house, and they don't have any subcontractors. It's all their own people.
That's right. They even come in and do all the planning. It's all people from their organization.
What, do you want your house redone, too? What's going on over there? Oh, thank you. You can do something for Robin also.
In the future.
In the future, you never know. Well, George Carlin's here. Let's get him in.
Yeah.
Let's get him the hell in here.
I can't believe that's a legend's going to walk in here in a second.
Yeah, he really is, man. Remember, all the way back from Wonderful Wino to what he's doing now, which is...
He's taking up that acting career.
Yeah, he's gone into the whole acting
thing.
Be
an actor.
And not only that, he was declared indecent just like me.
Yeah.
George Carlin! Whoa! I don't believe it! What the hell are you doing here?
Look at you!
This is unbelievable!
Sick or something.
Oh, man, this is exciting for me.
How you doing,
I can't believe it.
How's it going?
Hey!
Good to meet you, Howard.
That's Jackie Martling, Robin.
How are you?
Hi
Hello,
there.
Robin. How's it going?
Good.
Oh, man. I got a half hour. What are you doing, the Regis Philbin show after this?
Oh, yeah, right straight to Regis.
That guy's lame, man. Seriously.
I think he's a good friend.
You see, high school loyalty. I went for about a year to the same high school, so...
I don't know. I think you're a little too hip for the Regis Philbin show. And I'll be honest with you. Because it's TV, everybody goes and does that show.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really have that many viewers. And it's all a bunch of old ladies who wouldn't go to your concerts anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Call Regis and tell him I'm not coming over.
Yeah, right! Well, I've done his show. He's no good. Really, I can tell you the truth. He's really no good. And he's not a good person either.
Oh.
Most of the guys, George...
You know him as a person.
No, but most of those guys who put up a nice guy front are usually...
Not so nice?
Any guy who works...
They're usually dicks is what they are.
Any guy who works the Club Benet can't be all bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you ever worked there?
Yeah.
That's right. We did see your posters up there.
I go to Benet.
Doesn't your voice hurt after you do a show there?
Absolutely.
Because I do a show there, man. Why don't they fix the PA? Maybe I'll go back there.
I work fast to keep the people from jumping in.
Exactly. You got to do that, man, because it's a pretty wild crowd. Yeah. So I haven't seen your new movie yet.
Outrageous Fortune.
It's a lot of fun. It's really a funny movie, and my part is terrific. So,
you look good in a dress, let me tell you.
Right.
You wear a dress?
Yeah, the girls take my clothes off and use them, and then they give me their clothes, and I wind up in drag. First drag role.
What are you playing, like a homosexual?
No. Actually, he's an alcoholic tourist hustler.
Really?
And he's a blowout from the 60s. Still got his long hair, and he's a drunk living on an Indian reservation.
It's really funny.
Nice character role.
Yeah.
Good chance to have some fun.
Yeah, I got to see that movie.
It's really funny.
If anybody has a bootleg of that movie, if you can send it over, because I can't really go to the movies. I'm much too popular. George, you must have the same problem. Hey, man, I really like to network myself with you, man. I mean, this is very happening. I don't know if you realize it, George. Sunday, I was over David Brenner's house. So other celebrities do allow me to come to their home.
David actually called me once from his car phone, I believe.
He did?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but it sounded like it to me.
It probably was him.
Yeah.
Because he let me over. Keith Hernandez was there, by the way.
Lyle Alzado drops in.
Yeah, occasionally. Yeah. Just so you know the caliber of star that I am.
Right. Well, hey, I mean, I've known it. Now I see it for sure.
Yeah, right. So I can't believe you even came on this show. What are you doing here?
Well, I just, listen, first of all, you and I are in the same FCC boat, you know?
That's right.
I'm a graduate, but you're just going through training.
That's right. I'm taking up all the tips from you that you give me. Did that get to you, though, when the FCC thing was... Well, you see, they didn't really bother you.
No, it was fun. I was an outsider because it was my record. It was their radio station.
Yeah. That's right. That's kind of nice.
And my livelihood wasn't at stake or anything like that.
Yeah, well, see, it's a little different for me. I got a little more on the line here than you did. Like, this is sort of like, this is time to feed your family.
Yeah, this is food in the mouth.
For me, it was fun. For me, it was like being called down to the big principal's office in the sky in Washington, you know, and the ultimate kind of getting in trouble in school.
But did they call you down in Washington?
No, they didn't. I just mean, you know,
it was good for your career, if anything.
It had to have helped, sure.
Oh, man.
People like to have a thing to hook something onto. But they went with the FCC, and now what I get is people who are going through law school saying, I read about your case today.
Yeah.
I'm a footnote in history, which is not bad.
Hey, let me tell you something. I was reading a college law school newspaper, and there was a whole article about me discussing the law.
Oh, boy.
I said, well, that's pretty cool. You know, I can dig that. But the thing that I can't dig is that, hey, man, I go home at night, I'm tossing and turning, worried about whether I'm going to have a job or not. I mean, they can't find me indecent. There's nothing indecent about this show, George.
No, and that's the word they use.
Quite frankly, you are indecent, not me. You want to go after someone, go after George Carlin. Reverend Wildman, if you're listening, go after George. Stop being a pain in the ass. Go after George.
You can say dick on this show. What else can you say?
Well, hey, let's not get into that.
Well, but, you know,
I wouldn't play your record.
There ought to be some way to have a line where you knew what you could say. I've noticed, you know, I've listened. Yeah. I got a nice tape of you from one day. One side is masturbation, a whole long thing on that, and the other side was where your wife called up and was chewing you out because you wouldn't spend any time with the kid after you got home from work.
Yeah.
Have you straightened out that domestic stuff, by the way?
What, the masturbation? I haven't straightened out yet.
He's still doing that. Yeah.
No, I'm still doing that. In fact, I had some wild weekend.
Oh, no.
I got to tell you something, man. I had some wild weekend.
Without your wife, huh?
Well, no, I had my wife. Valentine's Day, I bought my wife a negligee. I never did this before in my whole life.
You put it on.
I wanted to. I really do want to try that on.
I knew he was going to say that. The next thing he's going to be in it.
I think I'd look nice in it. I just really think I'd look nice in it.
Was it a short one?
What? There's no hearts on it.
No. Was it a short one or is it long?
It's short. It's cut. Like, you know Mandy Winger on Dallas?
Yeah.
When she posed for all those lingerie
right.
things?
One of those
One
things.
of those things.
Oh,
I swear to God, my wife looked damn good in it. I was not embarrassed.
So how'd the weekend come out?
Well, it was good. We got it on Sunday night, and it's one of those. I wanted to rip it off her, but evidently they thought of that because the bottom has like 2 little snaps you rip off. And then I got her. I got her pretty good. Yeah. And it's the only way I can get excited. I have to talk like a second grader.
I see.
So I got her, and it was pretty good. And then Monday night, last night,
yes,
I went wild by myself.
Oh.
I went completely wild, and I was thinking about my wife.
I see.
That set me off.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking about some girl I had in college.
Oh, no.
Did you alternate, a little foreplay with one, and a little...
Yeah, I had a little with my wife. I think, George, your wife was in there a little bit, too, as a matter of fact. Hey, she's nice.
Right.
You must have a beautiful wife being George Carlin. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got to tell you, Mother, my original masturbation story, which I thought was so great. It was a long time ago, but I was growing up, and we were in like mid-20s, hanging around the bar uptown.
Right.
And we were talking about...
Don't tell me you do this stuff, because I think you're a celebrity. You don't have to do it. You still do it, too?
Yeah.
You say, I told you, every guy does it. All right, hey, that's pretty good to admit, George. You got to tell Regis that.
If God had meant for us not to masturbate, he would have made our arms shorter.
That's right. So true.
Well, I was hanging around the bar. I'm about 23 or 4, and one of my buddies, Heaney, is with me, and we were talking about girls from the neighborhood, and we're talking about masturbation and who you think about, who you would fantasize about. And he said, Did you ever do Betty Ryan? And I said, yeah. He said, how was she? I thought that was great.
Yeah, but of course none of you guys had anything, right?
No, well, 23, I think we had a little.
Oh, you did? And you had Betty Ryan?
Yeah.
Man, I never had Betty Ryan. She must have been so nice. Boy, it's so great to have you here. It really is. Well, you've never had a homosexual experience, have you, George?
No, afraid not.
See? He's never had one.
No, you're good. Don't start now.
Kill you. Don't start now. Now's not the time to start. No. I'm telling you, you got to be careful.
Leave that alone.
Yeah. So are you going to be doing any more concerts? I think I try to get freebies to your...
You've been doing some HBO specials.
Yeah, I do. I've done 5 of them now. Yeah. I do about one every 2 years on that. And I do about 100 shows a year, about 100 concerts, 80 or 100.
Yeah.
But now this movie thing, which I don't necessarily want to plug or talk about, but it's a turning point for me because I'm going to be doing more of them.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm going to get a little balance in the career,
Yeah. Well, also movies are fun.
Yeah.
You know what I like about movies? Why I want to do a movie is because you don't have to think anything funny.
You walk in, they hand you a script.
They hand you a script. Man, just one day in my life, I wish somebody could think of something for me.
Yeah, and you fix it a little and you go play. It's really nice.
Yeah,
I had
no
idea.
Yeah, you could sit and ad-lib around it, but at least you got a basic thing. You don't have to
Someone
sit
else's fault if it doesn't work.
Hey, how do all those great ideas come to you? Does God put them in your head, or are you responsible for it?
Mostly me.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. God quit after when I was 14.
Oh, really? Yeah. And now it's all your thoughts.
Now it's all me,
Yeah, I mean, because you come up with, so much material, man. It's a struggle for me every day to fill 4 hours.
Well, yeah, this is a different kind of thing because it's new every day.
Yeah, it's a different kind of thing.
Yeah,
I understand.
I mean, I would, I'm not trying to just pay you a compliment, so I will.
Well, thanks. It's good if you pay me a compliment because
it really is hard. I mean, to do this, any of you guys, that, and especially without records.
Yeah, don't lump me in with these other guys, man. I swear
you all
to God.
talk. You have that in common.
Yeah. That's true.
But who specifically would you not like to be lumped with?
Well, just that fat jerk. Scott Shannon, all those zoos, the morning zoos are proliferating all over the country.
Yes, I heard you talk about
Big
that.
Fat.
Hey, are you in K-Rock in L.A.? Did that work out or anything?
No, we're on WYSP. We had a syndicated show on K-Rock in L.A. for a while.
Yeah, that's what I thought I read.
But we don't have that anymore.
But you go to Philadelphia, the seat of liberty.
Yeah, we're on in Philadelphia right now.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty decent, huh?
Say good morning,
Let's get some of the people to call up from Philly.
You want to take some calls?
Yeah, because they can't pronounce their L's.
841 at 92.3. Do I have to take a break? All right, we take a break. We come back. We take phone calls for George Carlin. Everybody loves to take phone calls. They're very much fun.
Yeah,
and do me a favor if you're listening. Don't call up with some jerky question and embarrass me and Robin. We would like you to call up and ask something intelligent of George Carlin.
Let him know we have intelligent listeners.
Yeah, and don't call up and just kiss his ass. Have a question for him.
Question.
That's it. Okay, 842 at 92.3 K-Rock and WYSP. We'll be right back after this. He's telling me he buys his gasoline at Northville Gas. Believe it or not.
Is that what you two were talking about?
Can you believe it?
Yeah. I thought that you were sharing some intimacies from your past, but you're talking about gasoline.
No, George is a real gas aficionado.
I have a couple of extra jerry cans that I fill too, or take with me just in case.
Me too. I always keep jerry cans in my the back seat of my car.
Right.
It's safe.
Yeah, it really is. It's very safe. I don't think there'll be an explosion back there.
You light a match to see if you still have something in
I like to smoke a few cigarettes and then throw matches back there.
Right.
See what will happen. But Northville gasoline, God bless you. God bless you. You know, you talk about the Nobel Peace Prize. You talk about a Mother Teresa. What has she really done for America?
It's true.
Nothing.
It's true.
She went over and hung out with some lepers in India.
Now she opened up a couple of AIDS clinics here.
Hey, that's her business. That doesn't help me, to be quite honest with you. Doesn't help us healthy people, healthy Americans, who don't indulge in ham slamming every 10 minutes. Am I correct, George? And George, I think you'd agree with that.
Sounds correct.
George was just agreeing with me. Of course, off the air, he was agreeing with me.
Yes.
But George, seriously, you're a great comedian, great actor. You've done it all. And you know that...
Concert stage.
You probably don't even care. Like when you go to a gas pump, you probably don't even care what you pay for gas. I bet you don't even know the price of gasoline because you're so rich.
It's about $1.48 where I go.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't have any money compared to George Carlin. I don't even pay attention to the price at the pump. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I like to just say, hey, man, fill it up. But I've changed now. Now I go to Northville. Why?
Because you know you're getting the cheapest price.
George,
best
Northville.
Gas.
Tell George how Northville is the major importer of gasoline in the country.
They bring it in. All these other people, they're buying from Northville anyway.
That's right. I don't know if you realize that.
I'm dumbfounded. I can't say. What can I tell you?
Hey, let me tell you what else. Northville now is giving away a Howard Stern free mug.
Show him that mug. Do you still have it there?
Where is that?
You want to be impressed?
Wait till you see this. A free mug with my signature on it and picture. Make sure Mr. Carlin gets a mug, Gary.
Oh, nice. This is because I've got the steak knives, and this will make a nice.
This is very nice.
This is great. Howard Stern.
This is
Where
a
did they
limited.
get those colors?
Howard, just little holes for drinking. Is this for people that are kind of
That's for people
small?
in their cars. That's for people in their cars or young children. And let me just tell you where you can get this free mug. Belmore on Merrick Road. There's a Northville station there. Brentwood, Route 111. Eastchester, Route 22. And Yonkers Avenue.
That's where you can find the mug.
Yeah, it's great being a disc jockey.
This is a top rack dishwasher safe. Suppose I would put this in the bottom rack. What might I expect?
Oh, it'll probably explode and melt all over you.
All right, I'm going to give that a try as soon as I get home.
You don't really need to wash as long as you're the only person using it every day.
Well, I don't know about that.
We're pretty low on hygiene around here. Anyway, go to a Northville station. Those are limited edition cups. Be
the first in your neighborhood to get it.
Don't bother me about it. It's free. What do you want? Okay. We're going to take phone calls for George Carlin.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this almost always never works out.
We'll
Right?
try it, though, because you want to.
First, we go to New York. I feel we should find out something about George Carlin. What do you do all day?
Which day do you mean?
I mean, like on a general day. You wake up.
Wake up, that's one.
What do? You must work out. You're thin.
No, I don't work out. I got a machine I run on a little bit on that to keep my heart okay. You know, I'm not a fitness freak.
Yeah.
But I like to keep my heart okay because I had a heart attack once.
Right.
Yeah.
But I play my record collection. I make tapes out of my record collection. I fool around a little with my work. You know, I play with the dog.
What do you do? Like you sit at a desk to come up with bits, or you just...
No. I have a lot of notes and ideas and stuff that I write down, and I'll pick up a couple and try to play with them a bit, you know, and talk out loud.
And then what do you do? Like you go to one of those little comedy clubs and you just get up on stage?
No,
and
I never do that.
You never do that. Yeah,
such
thank
a corny
God.
thing.
You don't do that stuff?
That's so corny. No, you know
Robin Williams is always doing that. He's a pain in the ass, that Robin Williams. I had him on the show. He had nothing to say.
You know where you
Sat there
learn
like a big dummy.
You know where you learn your stuff
Where?
at the expense of the people when they've paid to see.
That's right. Hey, that's what we do.
Rehearse on stage for money.
Hey, Robin, that's what I always told you.
Yeah, we always tried to have rehearsals, but they never worked out.
New Year's Eve, we charged $50 a head at the Felt Forum.
Yeah.
We'd never done it before.
Great.
And we just went out and did it.
That's the spirit of show business.
Well, we couldn't care less. We had the money in the bank.
Just for money.
We all made a couple of dollars and we walked out happy.
Right. And the people were entertained because they heard someone didn't know what he was doing.
People loved it. They thought it was spontaneous.
Yes.
Yeah, super.
It was spontaneous.
It was. It was about as spontaneous as it gets. I walked by and said, Robin, what do you want to do next? There's 4,000 people waiting out there for us to do something funny. And we did something funny. We had a bunch of guys parade around with their tops off.
And we changed our outfits a couple of times.
We did 4 costume changes, and that was the end of it.
That's all you got to do.
So then you sit around all day and you get some ideas. And what do? You write them on an index card?
No. I have different ways. I keep files on things I can't use now. You know, you see something or think of something dopey, you write it down, throw it in a file somewhere. But then there are things that currently I'm trying to figure out. You know, like I'll have 2 or 3 ideas on the same subject.
Right.
That's when it becomes a little bit of fun to try to turn them into a page and a half. And then that's what I take on stage and let it grow. Night to night it grows.
And then how do you memorize all that junk? Because that's the one thing I can't do.
No, just by doing it. You do it one night, whatever you forget, so what? They didn't know what you forgot.
Yeah.
The next night you remember the part you forgot plus the new stuff that came in.
I can't do that.
Doing it on stage is the same as talking at home. You know, like you tell a story and while the other people are laughing, you're thinking what you might say next to make it better. And that's all it is. It's just building on stage.
That's incredible. I never knew how that was done.
Hey, let's do that the next time we do a live show, Robin.
What?
Try doing that. Like build something on stage. For a change.
Start with an orange crate.
Yeah.
Start with a simple orange crate, my friend.
Yeah. That's what we got to do. Hey, someone's on the phone. You're on the phone?
Yeah.
Why don't you say so?
It's not nice to just eavesdrop.
Well, you were just, yakking on. So
yakking on is not what we call it.
This is work, pal. Everything here you're hearing is scripted.
It was brilliant, too, wasn't it?
Of course. Your wonderful mind, right?
Thank you. God bless you.
What can we do for you this morning? You're talking to George Carlin.
Talking to George Carlin, which is a major guest.
Hey.
Mr. Carlin, yeah.
Yeah, hiya.
Who has to go do the Regis Philbin show. Sit around with a bunch of lamos like Regis and that. Who's his co-host now? His wife, Joy?
Kathy Lee. No, Kathy
Lee.
There.
Boy, she looked like a slut since she married Gifford.
Did you see she changed her hair? Now she looks like she's in the mid-40s.
So disappointed in that marriage. Wrong choice.
Oh, you kidding?
Yeah.
Regis, though. Oh, God.
Well, he's close to the Cardinal, and I like to keep my ties in.
I don't know. Something with Regis, man. I don't dig him.
He doesn't bother me.
I'll deliver it. He doesn't bother me either. There's something about his sense of humor that gets to me.
Really?
Yeah, there really is. But of course, I'm a little, I've done an awful lot of drugs.
All right. That's right. I think you did more drugs than I did. And there's not too many people around who can make that claim. What were you doing? What kind of drugs were you doing?
I would like do a couple lines of cement when I would wake up. And then, you remember glue?
Yes.
We would shoot it up.
Well, you got me beat.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't I?
It's so hard to push the plunger down.
Toxic waste was another big thing we would do. You roll the toxic waste.
And then I read somewhere that you used to hang out with Lenny Bruce all the time.
No. That's that dumb media crap. I knew him a little bit. He was very nice to my partner and I when we began our careers, and that was it? Yeah, and then, the media, they want to jump all over some dumb story.
Hey, welcome. I'm on the wagon of that. I'm looking to get some dumb stories to jump on.
We're best friends.
Yeah, well, sometimes they compare me to Lenny Bruce, but I read all his material. I'm much funnier than Lenny Bruce. Much funnier.
Especially in the morning.
Aren't I?
Yeah.
I like to see Lenny Bruce wake up in the morning and be this funny.
He couldn't.
That's right. You're not going to see me ODing. No way. I'm going to stay healthy.
Especially not on a toilet.
That's right. Embarrassing. Did he drown, actually? Was that the cause of death?
No.
Taking a drink.
Beside it.
Oh, I see. And how embarrassing, man. Man, if I die, I just want to die peacefully in my bed.
The cops picked him up and put him on the toilet for the photographers.
They did?
One thing I know, yeah.
They did?
Really?
Yeah.
Robin, if I drop dead, if you put me on a toilet...
No, come on, Howard.
Really?
For a last laugh. Come on.
All right, for a laugh, I do
Go
it.
for it.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, put him backwards, sitting backwards.
I think it's funny that Elvis...
You hug it, maybe.
I think it's pretty funny when Elvis, too, was found laying on the bathroom floor.
You realize what we're going to have to put up with now in this country? Hundreds of Liberace imitators.
Oh, yes. It's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
See, I wanted you to be the first one.
Yeah. Well, I was on the David Brenner Show the other night. I wanted to come out in full Liberace regalia.
Yes. Hey, that would have been beautiful.
You were on the David Brenner Show, and you're talking about me and Regis Philbin, right?
Well, hey, look, he comes on my show. I had to do it. I do Letterman. I've been on him 6 times.
I'm going on there tonight.
Oh, you are doing it?
Tell him we said hi.
Yeah, tell him we said hi. We're not in his good graces anymore.
The all-new Late Night 87. That's what I'm doing.
Is that what it's called now?
That's what it's called now.
Have you ever seen a guy get better press than David Letterman?
I've never seen a guy get more weird articles about the meaning of his show.
I know.
Incredible, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a talk show, and I like doing it. I think he's a great guy.
Everybody's analyzing. They talk to everybody.
I think it's a comedy show with talk. I think it's a show that has an attitude first.
Yeah, right.
And then they've added the talk to it.
Yeah. That's what our show's going to be.
Hey, is this dork still hanging on the phone?
Yes. You there?
Yeah.
You got a question?
You got a question?
What? Yeah, I wanted to, wait, George.
Hey, you're on the air.
Yeah, hello.
That guy was going nowhere, if I may say.
He had all that time to think of his question, and he still couldn't get it out.
It sounded like he was starting to get it.
What's your question?
George, I'd like to know what you think about comedians doing CDs, compact discs. Do you think it's worthwhile?
I don't think it's as good as the IUD. I think you need something, because they got a hole right in the middle of it. I don't know. I haven't thought much about that. I guess
they're not really thinking of doing that, are they?
Is that people are putting comedy on CDs?
Why would you want to hear it better?
Yeah, well, I mean, what? I don't know, man. That's just kind of weird.
I'm going to wait on that till the, let's say, the early 90s.
Okay,
see what they're doing.
All right, we'll take a call from Philadelphia.
Hello, is this the Howard Stern Show?
It absolutely is, and you're on the air with George Carlin.
That threw him.
I'm on the air.
Oh, turn down your radio. How many times I got to tell you people?
Yeah.
They don't know to turn down their radio. Nobody's figured that out yet.
All right, the radio's down.
You're embarrassing me in front of Mr. Carlin.
What's new? What's going on?
Yeah, hurry up.
I seen you on the David Brenner Show.
Hey, you got a set.
Where'd you get that TV set?
Gramps.
Where's your teeth? How old are you?
And
what are you, an alcoholic?
No, I'm homesick today. And that don't mean I'm homesick. I mean I'm just homesick today.
Miss your mommy? Well, what is your question?
I really didn't have much of a question.
I knew it. I knew it would be embarrassing.
See if the phone worked,
Philadelphia. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Now do you give up on the phone calls, or you want more?
Yeah, let's give up on that.
You don't like
people
that?
People could write in, and we could wait for the letters.
Yeah. As soon as your letters get here, we'll answer them. All right, one last one I'll try. One last one.
All right.
Because really, sometimes some people do.
Every once in a while.
You're on the air.
Yeah, Howard.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Did you say how or what?
Yeah, it's a personal call.
Don't you want to ask Mr. Carlin how he's doing? So he can tell you he's doing okay?
Oh, good. Nice.
So you're really doing Regis today?
Yeah, and I'm going to have to tell Regis what we talked about here, Howard.
Do you think Kathy Lee Johnson wears underwear during that show?
I'm hoping no.
What's your personal life like?
My personal
You're married, right?
I'm married, and I'm pretty monogamous now with everything going around the way it is.
Do you ever get tempted? Because there must be a lot of groupies.
You get tempted, sure, but you take, some of those complexions will just scare you right off.
That's right. You start to analyze what the complexion is and what the disease is that goes along with it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty frightened myself. I've sworn off all other women except my wife.
God bless you.
Yeah,
God bless
thank you,
Howard, and keep you.
Now, you've done the Johnny Carson show a lot. What do you think of Johnny?
Johnny sucks.
You don't.
And Ed McMahon is a no-talent idiot.
Oh,
and you got to admit, Ed McMahon has no talent.
He's met them. Let him talk.
Well, he can't say what I'm going to say.
You don't make much contact outside of the stuff you prepare. You prepare some questions, and he's got them written in front of him. And then you try to. Well, it depends on who you are. My personality is such that I like to get on there and do a whole bunch of jokes.
Yeah.
I don't like to really talk about my dog is a Capricorn and she just had an operation on her neck and we're hoping she's okay.
I mean, like Bill Cosby does.
Yeah, I don't really like to get into all that stuff. I like to get on there, use the thing for my purposes, exploit the media because I want something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Right.
And use the show that way. And if Johnny laughs at my stuff, I feel good because it works for everybody. And I get a chance to use things. You know what's nice about that show for me? I get to use things there that I never use anywhere else. I'm one of these guys who tries out things on
Johnny Carson
to see if they're good enough for my act.
That's an interesting thing.
The other way around, and I don't believe in that. I say, let's see if it works under real pressure.
Yeah, but who the hell is Johnny to set up who's funny in America and who isn't? I mean, with that little smug look he has on his face.
Well, that's the thing. When he's sitting there drumming on the desk and he's rating your material.
The politics of getting on the show is worse than that. I mean, once you're on it, then you got to break because the audience is there.
That's right.
But the younger guys, the newer guys tell me that trying to get on there, trying to get past the Byzantine politics, that is really weird.
Do you find that Johnny tries to one-up you when you're sitting there and you get off a good line?
Hey, Robert, I was going to ask George that. Totally upstaged me. God.
You weren't sticking to the script, Howard. I thought
come
I'd
on.
get to these questions.
George, do you ever feel... What did I want to ask? Say it again?
If Johnny won... Because I've noticed that when you get off a good line, Johnny either repeats it...
Well, you know,
or he tries to embellish it.
Because Johnny hasn't had an original thought in 12 years.
I get
He goes home and porks that beautiful blonde chick. What's her name?
To be,
Alex.
To be kind to him, give him the benefit of the doubt on this, all right?
All right.
He seems like he likes to get to, like he wants to be one of the guys at a moment like that.
Yeah.
But he's trying to be in there with you and show you that he can do that too, you know, and that he's got an idea on the same subject. So it's more like that feeling you get rather than the top you.
I mean, he's egging you on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
He is good. He will let you roll. I mean, if you're just doing, he won't try and get in there with a sensible question. He'll just, if you're on a good silliness thing, bunch of crap you've made up, you know, he'll just let you keep going. And he'll give you these fake sort of reactions that keep it moving for you.
When he wipes his eye and he acts like he's laughing and stuff, right? Yeah, that's real good. Yeah, Johnny, you're crying. It's all funny. Yeah,
He's
please.
killing you, right?
Condescending. I don't know, man.
So listen, I can always do another show besides his.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't need that.
Walter Winchell, isn't he on
That's
the
all.
air?
You see, we basically can do all this because nobody's having us on their
I
show.
always wanted to ask those questions because I sit there and I watch that stuff, and Johnny doesn't
Letterman's
seem
a
to
good
be
dude.
enjoying himself.
But Letterman, they pre-interview you to death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have they pre-interviewed you yet?
Yeah, but I come in there with a little, you know, and I can say, hey, I like to do this and that. I can push a little more, I think, you know, because I've been doing the stand-up so long.
Yeah, they let you get away with that.
Yeah.
Now,
Me,
what's that?
it's a
You like
6 hour
talking to Letterman?
Yeah, I've only done about 5 of those shows. I'm still getting used to that, to the sort of feeling and the flow in that show.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting closer to it. But, I felt funny the first time I was on. I didn't know how to be.
Yeah.
I did a lot of prepared stuff, and I think I have more of a relaxed way with it now. Do a little jokey and a little natural.
Yeah.
But
that's the way I go, too. You know, you and I are a lot, George. We really have a lot in common. I do a couple of jokes come out,
jokey,
and then I rap to Dave about nonsense for about 10 minutes. About absolutely nothing.
Nothing, right. And
But,
David likes that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock. Do you really have to go?
Yeah,
you do?
Well, one more question.
Come on, one more question.
One more
Please.
question.
Let's make you late for Regis.
Come on, I just have to know. Does David talk to you between the commercials?
Sometimes. I don't remember. I guess not.
Because that's a big deal, whether he talks to you or not.
A little bit, you know.
I bet you, I'll tell you
Not a
exactly what happened. The first time you were on, he talked to you a lot. And then the second and third time, he didn't talk to you at all. And they make the music real loud so you don't have to really talk to David between the commercials.
I can't even remember, but I'm going to be watching it tonight. If you don't talk to me, I'm talking to him.
You're a brave man.
That's it.
Really.
Hey, I love the cup. I want to thank you for the cup. I'm glad I finally came on here, you know. And
I'm glad you did, too.
I got to say Dick on the radio, which I had never.
Hey, say it as many times. Matter of fact, here, I'll help you out. Let me see if I got my dick tape. And,
yeah, because he doesn't need, you wear it out after you say it a few times. You need something else.
Dick! Okay.
You dick!
Yeah, I get a certain little rush from doing that myself.
Nice.
And the audience enjoys it.
Thanks
George
for having
Carlin,
me
you're
here,
great.
man. I appreciate it.
Got a new movie. You got everything.
I'll be talking to you one of these days. Next time I'm in town, I'd like to come by and do it again.
Oh, great. Thanks. All
Thank
right.
you.
George Carlin, everybody.
Thank you, all.
Gay America. I know. We'll call our new country America of Gays. No. Slamerica. No. Order. Hey, America. That's it. We'll call the new gay America Hey, America. Oh, no, we won't either. We'll call it the land of vicious, power-hungry bitches. Order. Now, the first order of business, to have a parade for the greatest American that ever lived.
Ooh, Martin Luther King?
Oh, no.
George Washington? George Washington?
No, Liberace! Yes!
We'll march backwards.
And I'll hold the flag.
I'll hold the flag.
No, I'll hold the flag. Yes, America had gone gay, but not everyone was adjusting. I'm not adjusting. Yes, it was Chris Christopherson leading an anti-gay movement. I'm not homo. Are you? No! Listen, I've been through hell already.
Yeah, what is that?
No, being married to that pig Rita Coolidge for 3 years. You know her face looks like a lunar landing service? Meanwhile, in another section of town, the gays were having a caucus.
That's caucus.
Not from what I see.
The nerve.
Yes, the new gay president, Testicules, was in a meeting with Vice President Bonatello and the Secretary of Everybody's Interior.
Okay, so what's my agenda for the day?
Well, first off, you have a speech.
Speech, yes, I love that.
Yes, and then a lunch.
Lunch, you
and
got.
then a meeting with the head of England.
Margaret Thatcher?
No, the Earl of Dingleberry.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, let me practice my speech.
Okay.
I have a dream.
Oh, you always have dreams.
How do you know?
Oh, I talked to the lady who does your laundry.
Meanwhile, Chris Christopherson was mad.
I'm mad about all those rock-hard gay waiters.
And was rallying anti-gay forces for a showdown with President Testicules and the Earl of Dingleberry. Tune in next time when Chris Christopherson says,
I'm depressed.
What? About the gay takeover?
No, my last single. Did you hear it? I think I turned down Buster Goes to Laguna for this.
Be with us next time for Gay America.
Incredible. Was that incredible or what?
I'm speechless.
Get a number? Oh, you did get a number. So it was listed. What? You found it in your cards. Hello? Who is this? Oh.
That's a ring.
Lou, don't be nervous.
You're on the air.
You're on the air, pal.
Whoa! I'm in the middle of shaving, you turkey.
Remember in college.
Yeah. You go to college?
The girl. No, come on. The girl. Ann. Don't say her last name.
The one with the last name that said like a pimple?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. She had no brain, though.
Wait a second.
Flawed, then.
Wait a second.
Come on, Howard. You talking about your old times in college?
Tell these guys I scored with some good-looking girls.
No, I got to tell the truth about this.
All right.
Go ahead, man. Tell. Go ahead, man. Say it.
Don't pet it.
One girl.
One girl.
No, what about that other girl?
I think that she was on drugs, Howard, really.
She wasn't on drugs. No, come on. Tell them about the short miniskirt she wore, and the high heels, and how every guy wanted her. Even you wanted her. Everyone wanted her. And she kept looking over at the table, and we were arguing and then all of a sudden she came up and picked me up.
Howard, let him tell
Wait.
And then I took her to the room and got her on drugs.
Wait a minute. You called him so he could tell us.
Jack, you'll love this, because this girl... She used to wear bell-bottoms, and the back of the seat in the cafeteria was sort of like a space. And when she sat down, her entire tush would be hanging out.
Yeah.
With the tray, you'd see this crack right smiling at your face, you know. And Howard one day walked over and says, "Hi, I'm Howard Stern."
No. Tell them what happened. That she picked me up at a party or something.
Sounds like a class act.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. Seriously, wasn't she more beautiful than like a Phoebe Cates?
Who's Phoebe Cates?
Well, okay. Wasn't she as beautiful as like a Sybil Shepherd?
Sybil Shepherd. I love your recollection of this time. She was pretty.
No, wait. No, you hear what you say? What? What'd you say?
I said she was pretty stupid, but she was pretty.
She wasn't that stupid.
Oh, that was the only girl you got in college. I mean, it's just...
Hey, wait a second. What about that girl?
Oh, wait a minute, I forgot your wife. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
my junior year, I was pretty well spoken for.
Who else was there, Howard? Come on.
There was another one. You know that? Remember that really good-looking girl at the Shelton dormitory?
No.
They were so cute, and he has vivid memories of every
All right,
one.
there were a lot of ugly ones, too, I'll admit. there were times I got real horny, but what was I going to do? I don't want to, I was living in a room with like 3 other guys. I had to do something with myself. I wasn't going to sit there and be by myself. I had to go out and make it with ugly girls to satisfy my sexual needs.
Wait, Howard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I really am.
Remember there was like this real good-looking girl, and we...
Your friend, and you paid me a lot of money to talk about it.
No, come on. Nah, forget it. He's not doing so good. He's not telling you the way it was.
I think that's right.
This girl was
a very...
Yeah.
Anne was a pretty girl.
Right.
Okay? And it was a shocker to both you, your roommates, and everybody else.
Yeah, it was a real shock when she liked me. And not only liked me, adored me.
I don't know.
Well, how long did it last?
It lasted 2 weeks because I broke up with her because I had nothing to talk to her about. and I lay in bed at night now playing around, and I go, why that? What kind of schmo is that? So we had nothing to say to each other. Big deal. I break up with her. Most guys would have just kept it on with her. Until she got sick of it. I don't know what was wrong with me. I mean, and the best sex I ever had. The best sex I ever had. I swear to God, this girl could put her knees behind her ears. I'm not kidding. It was some kind of sexual revolution going on there. And I could have had her for like years. And Schmucko me thinks that I can't, I gotta talk to her.
Gotta
talk. I talk too much. And wasn't every guy at Boston University dying for her?
Everybody was.
Yeah, don't act like you didn't want her.
Because, you saw what she had. I mean, you worked in a cafeteria aisle, and there it was.
Oh, she was so beautiful. I remember when she used to wear little short dresses?
Yeah.
And then I remember the first night that I was taking her clothes off. And did you know that she just wore pantyhose with nothing else?
Oh, great. Excellent. That's like the easiest way to get those infections.
Really?
No, they had cotton crotch.
Howard, didn't you get...
Gary, don't you think I checked things like that?
I don't think they were making that back then.
Oh, maybe they weren't.
They weren't.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she did wear underwear.
You weren't too concerned about whether she is hygienic or not.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It wasn't an examination.
And the other thing turned me off. I knew this other guy who had her, and that sort of blew my mind. Remember that guy who had her?
Yeah, pretty bad. I think he got shots after this girl, Howard.
No. I was healthy. And she was real cute, and she was real nice.
I think you were worried that things were going to start to fall off.
No, I was really No.
Wait a second. If I might ask, now that I'm getting a little bit more insight, this wasn't a girl that just went around with everyone.
No,
she just sat in the cafeteria naked.
She just wore pantyhose with no underwear for speed.
Hey, man, seriously, Lou, there were a lot of guys who wanted her, right?
Kilroy was here.
Oh, shut up, Jack. At least I don't make it with one-legged girls.
She had a broken white line on the side of her leg.
Shut up. You laugh too loud. Wasn't she nice, and didn't everyone want her?
Everybody wanted her. And you got her.
I wish she would call in, that girl.
Before you were a star. It was the amazing part.
That's right, before I was a star. That's the amazing part. You hear what he said? People aren't paying attention. They're busy laughing. I'm repeating what you're saying.
I think she was highly nearsighted, though, personally.
Yeah. I porked some ugly ones, too. Hey, I admit it. I porked some ugly ones. Didn't I, Lou?
Eddie.
Remember that night I got drunk?
Oh.
And Lou was the guy who would stay straight.
Yeah.
Lou was a sober kind of guy. And I would be very drunk. And we'd go to parties, and I'd have to turn to Lou and say, how bad is she? Give me a damage report. And then he would always say, she's not that bad. If there was a girl that was interested in me. Remember that party we went to and the girl walked up to me and started kissing me?
Yes. I remember that.
And this one, this one really needed a face job.
This was a two-bagger.
The two-bagger. Exactly. So.
I gotta say one thing, Howard.
Yeah.
You went for it all the way.
I did.
Oh, boy.
So I was real drunk, and I turned to Lou and I said, Lou, how bad is she?
Howard.
Yeah.
You were not that drunk.
I'll be honest.
You wanted to be that drunk.
It was Dr. Lou in a dress, okay? You put Dr. Lou in a dress, it would have been better than what this girl looked like.
A mustache.
Had a mustache.
So listen to this. I said, so Lou would be the front man who would tell me how bad they were, because Lou got some pretty nice looking girls, and he felt bad for me that I wasn't really doing that well. Yeah. He was a medical student. I really had nothing going on for me, I was a big, tall, hairy ape. So, this was like a blimp wearing a bra. Actually, she had a pretty good body, didn't she? She had a nice body, I remember that. But her face wasn't so great.
Yeah.
So I remember she walked up and started kissing me. And even I knew, when Lou says, well, she's not too bad, I knew it was bad, and I knew enough just to go home and go to sleep. But the girl showed up the next morning, and I looked at her, and I said, I kicked her out of the room, and then I said, who am I to kick someone out of the room? How many times do I have an opportunity to get anything? So I went back to her place, and I gave it to her pretty good. for like 2 seconds.
Howard, you have all these recollections of all these parties. I remember going to a lot of parties.
Mm-hmm.
Just going back to the room. I don't remember any. Up to you.
Well, there were more parties where we didn't get anything. But this girl was she had a kind face. Kind of face you put cigarettes out on. But I did it to her. I got her the next day. And she even brought a bunch of guys into the room and her roommate to come look at me to prove that she had a guy in her room with her.
Oh, that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was laying in bed naked with a little cover over myself while her friends looked me over.
Oh, boy.
Hey, look what the tide just washed in.
Checking Howard for a pulse.
Yeah. The girl was great in bed, though. Fabulous. Sometimes the ugly ones are the best in bed. I'm going to tell you that. That's something, you don't always look a gift horse in the mouth. I never look Gary in the mouth, either. Really, some of the ugly ones are the best.
Is that right? They have to be.
Hey, Jackie, Mr. Expert, you just be quiet over there. Mr. One-Legged Woman.
How was that one-legged woman? I bet she was an animal.
She was incredible. I don't remember.
First she hit you over the head with that one leg, that wooden leg.
Listen, we've all got drunk and woke up in the morning and saw an ugly girl next to us.
Yeah, but they had both legs.
It's a whole different thing when you wake up and you reach, oh boy. And you wake up very fast. One time in college, I woke up in the morning and went down to go into the bathroom, and my drunken, stupid roommate must have gone out to a bar and met this girl that had what do you call I don't want a fake leg. It's not a prosthesis, is it? What's
prosthesis.
She had a fake leg, but the guy didn't know it when he picked her up and brought her home. But she must have gone to the bathroom and taken it off.
You told me that was the girl you had.
No, not the one I was. But I didn't know.
Oh, this is a different one-legged girl.
It was a trend. It was the fashion at the time.
I don't think I know one-legged girl. This guy knows 8 one-legged girls.
I came down in the morning and went into the bathroom, and her leg was
in the bathroom.
I went wild.
Well, one thing, I never had it that bad, did I, Lou?
I wasn't with her.
I never had it that bad, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, there it is. There's proof positive that I had a really... I mean, just before we hang up, Lou.
Yeah.
Tell him, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, seriously, how good-looking that girl was.
I would say she was a 9.
Yeah. Really. Yeah. She was really incredible.
Pretty. She was real pretty. And also, remember the one in 4th grade that I told you not to go out with?
What was she, a 9?
The one in 4th grade?
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't tell in 4th grade. I mean, she was wearing...
She had nice breasts, believe it or not.
4th grade?
I was 19, and I was in Boston, and I was hanging out at the elementary school, and we met this 4th grader who was really nice. And one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was dating.
Body like a 2nd grader.
No. When we were 13 years old, I had this girlfriend who was really nice, and Lou convinced me to break up with her, which I'll never forgive him for, because I'd probably still be doing it with her. What?
You wouldn't be a radio star today, because you'd be married with her, and you'd be living in Brooklyn somewhere.
There was this girl, Irene, a different Irene, lived in Far Rockaway. If she's listening, why don't you give me a call? I'd like to know what happened to you.
Howard.
Yeah.
I gotta run.
Take it easy, man.
Okay, bye. Bye-bye.
Well, there you have it, folks.
It's my college roommate who saw every girl that I ever had in college.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot less action than you've always led us to believe.
Well, that is true. I did exaggerate.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So there definitely was one in 4th grade and one in second year of college.
Second year of college.
But they had both legs.
Oh, okay.
All right, there you go. I had more legs than you.
You win total limbs.
Yeah. I don't know if I could really deal with being with a girl with one leg. I'm being serious.
That's
I don't know.
not very good, Howard.
I don't know that I could really deal with that. I don't know what I would do. How'd that look, man?
Unbelievable. I'm telling you, unbelievable.
Really? Nice?
It was not cut off at the knee, man. We're talking like a 3 or 4 inch stump.
What are you doing, Gary?
I just this vision of this little stump up in the air.
Oh, be quiet. Get out of here, Gary. You're not a professional. You're very unprofessional on the air.
Howard Stern Show.
Give me a little something. What song is going through your mind? All right, now we're rocking.
Well, I hear the train a-coming.
That's it.
Rolling around the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom prison. Time keeps dragging on. Well, I hear that lonesome whistle Yeah. Go, Rick. Woo, it's too early for that. Too early.
For your approval, one of the exciting features on our show.
The Howard Beach Honeymooners. With the stars, Audrey Meadows, Art Carney, Joyce Randolph, and Jackie Gleason.
Hey, Ralphie boy.
I don't know, Norton. Howard Beach ain't the same. I killed myself for 20 years. 20 years, Norton! And now my dream is going up in black smoke.
Ralphie, not the Negroes again, Ralphie. The blacks, Ralphie, you're so upset.
Listen to me, Norton, listen to me. What can be worse than a black man on your block?
Black man on your wife, Ralphie.
Norton, keep making jokes.
Ralphie.
But the black is taking white women.
That's right.
The black is taking away bus jobs.
Yeah,
Norton.
and they're hung like sewer pipes, Ralphie.
I don't want a schwarzer in my neighborhood.
Take it easy.
You know, Norton, the black man is laughing at us, Norton.
He's laughing.
The black man is laughing at us.
Why, do you see it with your clothes off, Ralph?
Get out of here.
Take it easy, Ralphie. Hey, Ralphie, look, get a hold of yourself, Ralphie. Easy.
You're making jokes, Norton.
Yeah?
But Howard Beach looks like backstage at an Eddie Murphy concert.
Okay, Ralphie. I've never seen you this bad. You're really upset this time.
Bad enough, we gotta watch Cosby on TV.
Cosby?
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You know what I saw them eating on that show, Norton?
What is it, Ralphie?
Pate, Norton.
Pate?
Liver pate, Norton. I can't even give Alice a damn TV set, and these damn coloreds are eating pate.
All right, Ralphie, all right?
They should do. What? They should send that Cosby and his kind back to where they came from.
Africa, Ralphie.
No, Philadelphia.
Ralphie, I'll tell you, Ralphie.
What?
Hey, what are the 3 French words every black man knows?
I give up, Norton.
Coupe de ville.
Wait a second. Norton.
What is it?
Oh, look out the window.
What is it, Ralphie? Calm down. What's out the window,
Norton,
Whoa.
it's a black man on the streets of Howard Beach.
Take it easy, Ralphie.
Now I'm mad.
Easy, bro.
I'm mad.
Easy.
Give me my baseball bat.
Where's
Norton?
the baseball bat? Go ahead, Ray. Give it to him. Let's go get him, Ralphie. Come on. Come on.
Hey, boy. Donkey. Hey, pal. What brings you to Howard Beach?
Get away, Ralphie. Let's tell them.
Hey, mister. Here to rob a few TV sets? What'd you say, man?
Hey, Ralphie, look. It's Mike Tyson, the boxer.
Hey, what'd you say, man? What'd you say?
Hey, he told me he was gonna bust your hard black coconut head open.
What'd you say, man?
He said, hey, Ralphie, tell him how you gonna beat his hair straight, Ralphie.
What'd you say, man? You barking up the wrong tree, baby.
Tell him how you gonna.
Would you shut up? Mr. Tyson, how may I help you, sir?
Well, I just want to know if this is building number 555.
Why, yes, it certainly is. Yes.
Because I was going to buy this building, but somebody told me a smelly sewer worker lived here and a big fat bus driver what looked like Leslie West.
Come on.
Listen, Whitey, maybe you could tell me this.
What's that?
Maybe you could tell me where the nearest hospital at.
Well, right over there.
Good, because you're going to need it. Take my hand. Take my hand.
There it is, Robin. The Howard Beach Honeymooners. Unbelievable. I saw you laughing over there. What'd you think?
I'm laughing at Jackie's impression.
So were we.
Yeah, so were we. Well, I think the audience loved it. The phones are lit up like Christmas trees. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was. It was very. Fred does a dynamite, Ralph.
That was my Norton. Pretty good.
Ravi.
Jackie, you're saying ruined it with his black man impression.
Of course, it was 1 week performance.
I should play you the making of the Howard Beach Honeymooners.
Yeah, boy.
One second, I'll play it for you in a minute. Hey, how'd you like that?
It was very far away from the mic.
Yeah, well, what we did was, it was embarrassing. I didn't want to use Jackie as a black man, but I said, hey, Jackie, how's your black man? Just trying to include him a little bit. And then what ended up happening is we were too embarrassed to tell Jackie not to do
Jackie, how's your black man? And Jackie said, oh, it's great?
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jackie always thinks his black man is great.
That's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Just play along, okay, pal? Well, what do you think happened? What do you think happened?
We were walking down the hall, and you said, let's see your black man. And I did it. It was bad, but we agreed to be funny.
No, Fred.
I admit that every impression I do sounds exactly like me. I can't help it.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards your story, Howard.
Yeah, I know.
I can't understand it.
All right. This is the making.
Boy. Hey, Ralphie.
Here we are in a recording session,
Right,
actually
you're
recording
practicing your Ralph.
the
You're
Howard
Norton.
Beach. That's right. I'm gearing up. We're actually doing script here.
Boy.
Norton!
Okay, let's do it.
I don't know, Norton.
That's how we do it. In other words, Fred sits there, he gets geared up, I get geared up, and Jackie just sits there quiet because, well,
Oh, he's perfect.
yeah, he's perfect.
He
He
doesn't
doesn't-
have to rehearse.
me and Fred need to get into character, but Jackie's black man is so convincing, Robin, that he knows.
Why mess with perfection?
Exactly. Why should he screw up a perfect...
Oh, boy.
He's like the Rich Little of the show, so what does he need to rehearse for?
I mean, he's practiced for years.
Yes.
He doesn't practice anymore.
Yes.
His vocal cords are like rubber bands.
You bet that's true. Ready?
Look! Look over there.
What?
I can't read that word.
There's a meeting tonight.
You know, you don't even need that.
There's a big meeting tonight.
No, you don't even need that. Keep it on. By the way, we're bringing you on the inside of the making of the Honeymooners. This is me and Fred and Jackie somewhat discussing. Jackie didn't need to
A
discuss.
line of dialogue. This
Yes.
is like taking the character taking the script back to the writer, saying,
That's right.
"Are we sure this is what we need to say here?" I don't think my character would say that.
Exactly. But let's just start with the black. He says, "Look over." Just say, "You know, the black man is laughing at us. He's laughing at us, Norton."
That's even better.
Yeah. And Fred, of course, agreeing with me as usual.
Right. He
Smart
knows,
man.
He knows. Even when he's not on script, he knows his script.
He knows where his bread am butted. That's right. Editing as we go along.
Look, Norton, the black man is laughing at us. He's
Yeah.
laughing at us, Norton.
What? Hey, what?
Starting again.
You definitely
Okay.
need to work a little
I
bit
need
on
to
your-
work, I admit it, but of course Jackie doesn't need to work on his black man.
I still haven't heard Jackie warming up.
No, Jackie does not warm up. You're right, he is perfect, Robin.
How about why did he see you without you?
Okay.
Why did he see you without your clothes, Ralphie?
With your clothes. You know what?
Why, do you see with your clothes off? Okay.
Why did he see you without you? I'm trying to find out.
Howard Beach looks like a backstage at an Eddie
Okay.
Murphy concert, and you're making jokes, Norton?
Oh,
That
he's
is-
just starting to look like
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
See?
Edit.
The process.
You know,
I think the audience finds this fascinating,
Oh,
Robin.
absolutely.
I know you do.
Because the finished product is perfect. So
Yeah.
you need to hear it.
You
what
need to
went
hear it.
into it.
You can see where, like, George Lucas is back there.
It's very insightful.
Yes.
Norton, Howard Beach is... You know, Norton, Howard Beach is starting to look like backstage at an Eddie Murphy concert, Norton.
Let's just say, wanting to...
You see, now, wait,
I
let me
just
say
thought-
something here.
Yeah.
Now, Freddie is not doing Ralph the way he actually does him in the script.
That's right.
He was, like, gearing up to it, didn't have as much energy, didn't have it as
That's
right
right.
on as it could
He
possibly
knew his
have
line
been.
wasn't there.
That's right, so
Yeah.
he's working at
He's
it.
working at it. Unlike Jackie.
It's kind of like those highlight
Yeah.
cartoons.
Notice, like, when Fred and I do it, we stop and we redo it 1,200 times.
That wasn't good.
Yeah.
That was right. I don't think I could do that better.
But when Jackie does his black man, it is
One
so...
take, Jackie.
It is so dead on the money.
It was dead on arrival.
Yeah. It just occurred to me, he's going, look, Ralph, dude. Yeah. You're making jokes, and Howard Beach looks like backstage at an Eddie Murphy, okay?
Okay.
Hey, boy!
You know, Fred and I have a little telepathy thing going. We've actually said nothing on this tape so far, and yet we know what each
you're
other's
sort of
thinking.
talking in shorthand.
Yes. It's scary.
Docky! Hey, pal! What brings you to Howard Beach?
Don't worry, Ralphie, let's tell them.
Hey, mister, here to rob a few TV sets, huh? What'd you say, man?
What you say, man? This is the first time Jackie has opened his mouth.
And I'm like on the floor, doubled over in the session. At this point, I'm eating the carpet.
Jackie has the character down pat.
Yeah, here we go.
Say, man.
Give me a chance here.
Give me a
roll
chance.
a mile a minute.
It's a.
What'd you say, man?
What'd you say, man?
What'd you say, man?
Hey, what'd you say, man?
Hey, what'd you say, man?
Should I do it? That's me teaching.
Now you with your bad black impression.
I'm teaching Jackie. But at this point, notice how diplomatic I'm going, well, maybe I should do it. Now watch this whole interchange. Scott, the engineer, gets... I turn to Freddie. Freddie gives me no help in this next interchange because I'm trying to gracefully get out of Jackie doing the black man.
All of a sudden, Freddie forgot shorthand.
Yeah, Freddie forgot shorthand. And he goes, well, no, I think it's fine. And then Scott goes, yeah, I think it's fine. Now, obviously, Jackie's black man is not fine. But everybody yeses me to death and tells me it's fine because they feel bad for Jackie.
Yeah, okay.
And I was hoping someone else would take the onus off of me having to blow Jackie off the bit. And then, of course, I go, well, maybe it'll be funny to goof on Jackie, you know.
Yeah.
And it is. Hey, what'd you say, man?
Hey, what'd you say, man?
Should I do it? Dueling Dockies here. What should I do?
Oh, Fred, what a
do it?
diplomat.
Well, he was still, I think, in Jackie Gleason, racist. I think it's funny to say you sound like Jackie. It's my phony laugh, by the way.
Just roll through it one time. Roll through it, he said.
Yeah, roll
Jackie's
through it.
into this. He wants to
And
be
I'm
a part
going,
of this.
roll through it. What for?
For me?
What'd you say, man?
Hey, Ralphie, look! It's Mike Tyson, the boxer!
I wanted to do that joke there, but I'm not going to do it. Should I?
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. Looks like Mike Tyson, but he sounds like Jackie the Joke Man.
Go ahead. You take your line again.
Hey, what'd you say, man?
Hey, Ralphie, look! It's Mike Tyson, the boxer!
Looks more like Jackie the Joke Man to me.
Am I screwing this one?
No, I think we're going to stick with the homina.
Now, what was Jackie saying? Am I screwing what?
He's going to throw it off.
Jackie's trying to ask if he's screwing it up, and I'm going, I'm hearing him, but I'm not answering.
Oh, I see.
You say, man! Hey, what'd you say, man? Does that sound too much like Norton when I say, don't I talk like that?
No.
Did Jackie sound black?
No.
Oh, all right.
Who was that who said no?
Scott. Well, watch it. We're all trying to be diplomatic here, though.
Does Jackie sound black? No.
All right.
That makes it funnier.
Sounds like
so?
But Scott goes, but you see, that would have been fine. Jackie didn't sound like, no, that would have been the perfect out.
Right.
He goes, yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I say keep that in. I like it. All right, go ahead.
It should make the whole bit a lot more innocent,
right.
too.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, let me just take it. Let me just take it.
Do you people think these bits are easy to make? This takes like hours. You should be sitting here and analyzing.
The name's his telescope. Hey, darky.
Hey!
Hey, Ralph, look, it's Mike Tyson, the boxer.
Sounds more like Jackie the Joke Man to me.
What'd you say, man?
Humana.
You could be hairier.
You could be smarter.
See, it starts getting vicious.
Yeah, everybody starts insulting one another. This is when the egos come out.
Scott goes, it could be smoother. Freddie goes, you could be smarter. And Jack goes, you could be hairier.
Yeah, Jack says you could be hairier first.
Scott always ends up being the brunt.
The engineer, this is i.e. the cameraman in a movie set.
Exactly, because you could see there was a lot of tension on the set.
Yeah.
And
The
Jackie's black man was not going over. And the script was good. Jackie's black man's not going over. And I'm trying to get out of it, but that kind of eased the tension attacking Scott.
But the thing I'm saying is, see, the cameraman should never attack the actors.
Never.
You know, he should never offer any direction. He's there to run the camera.
If there are any young filmmakers listening, I think you should heed what Robin just said.
So, I mean, because this is where this fighting starts.
That's right. All right, listen to this.
The making of.
Yeah, I said the making of. Keep rolling,
You're gonna have a meaningful penis. Don't touch that dial. Don't touch that pause button, Scott.
Oh, man. All right, let me see. All right, you gonna do the black guy?
I'm trying, boy.
What'd you say, man? Hey, what'd you say, man?
Howard's
Here I
now
go
trying
again.
to back out.
I'm trying to back. I'm going to go. You're going to do the black man? He goes, oh, I'm trying. And I feel so bad for the guy. So then I'm still trying to like do my black man. So everyone will, like Fred's supposed to go. You know, Howard.
Yours is better.
Yours is better.
Yeah.
This is where you're supposed to come in, Fred.
What'd you say, man? Hey, should I do it like that? What'd you say, man?
Yeah, that sounds a lot different.
All right. Let me go for it.
All right.
Unless you go deep. Can you go real deep? I know Jackie can't go deep.
That's Jackie's voice. He doesn't have much else.
Yeah, and I go, well, okay, I'm going to go for it. And then he goes, all right. And I felt bad, so.
Man.
What'd you say, man?
What'd you say, man? What'd you say?
That's not bad.
Come on.
What'd you say, man?
It's the his going deep is the same as him going high.
The man of many voice.
Let's face it, Jackie's a great comedian, but he's a hell of a lousy impressionist. All right. Are you ready?
What'd you say, man?
Hey, that's Toto, Ruffy. That's Toto.
Hey, mister, here to rob a few television sets?
Hey, what'd you say, man?
Hey, Ruffy, look. It's Mike Tyson, the boxer.
Sounds more like Jackie the Joke Man to me.
I don't know if you should put that in.
Okay.
All right. We'll do that in the making of.
Okay.
All right. Oh, there it is.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's.
I never heard you trying to not let Jackie do the part.